amazing session. Okay, we are we have not end the deal. Okay, no problem. That's fine. It's good. Anyways, it's good to have you guys around. We're going to be having fun today. We're going to be talking about how you can get started in data science. Okay. Okay, just give me a second. Let me share my screen so we can get started. Great, that's fine. So, so today we're going to be talking about practical ways of how you can get started, as a full stack data scientist. Now, I'll start off by saying, there's a reason why we called it the full stack data science program. Okay. So data scientists, obviously, it's of different spectrum. So different organizations are, varied level of application of data science application. So some organizations are not using Python at the moment. So that's just to bust it for you. All right. So most people feel like, oh, you must learn Python to become a data scientist. Some organizations are not at that level of deploying Python just yet. Some are at the level of using Excel. Some are at the level of using, Power BI, Tableau. Some are at the level of using Python and so on. But most times, what we teach you end to end, and that's why we call it the full stack because you're going to be using Excel, Tableau, you're going to be using SQL, you're going to be using Python for, ML, machine learning, and so on and so forth. So, and that's why we call it the full stack data science. So regardless of any organization you find yourself, if they are at that level of using Excel, you would be able to use Excel to perform data science activities. If they are at the level of using Tableau, you'll be using Tableau also to do your statistical modeling and all that. And if they are not even at that Python level, you can be the one to introduce it within the organization. That's why we call it the full stack data science program. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. How can you get started? How do you get started? What steps to take in order for you to become what steps do you need to take in order for you to become a full stack data scientist? So before we get started, okay, we're increasing in number. So I would like to know where you're joining in from. And let me see. Just put it in the chat. Where are you joining in from? Are you in Katangora? Are you in Zambia? Are you in Tanzania? Are you in Nigeria? Where are you tuning in from? Lagos, Nigeria, Jamaica. We have someone from EQT, Portsmouth. All right, it's good to have you here. Someone from Canada, Nigeria, Lagos, Jamaica. We have two Jamaicans, two people from Jamaica, Seychelles. We have Nigeria definitely is leading the pack. That's good. All right. Any other place outside Nigeria, Jamaica? Oh, I can see someone from Kenya, China. All right, Adeyemi. It's good to have you here. UAE also is in the house. Okay, that's fantastic. So we have quite a number of people from the varied continents, varied areas of the world. Good to have you around. We have someone from Scotland, Miriam from Scotland. So, all right. So today is Friday. Okay, this is 8 p.m. All right, and we don't want to keep you too much. I won't want to keep you too much on the call. All right. So I'll try to see what I can do within the next 2 hours. So all I want from you is your rapid attention. All right. Rapid attention, whatever you're doing, just settle down. Just give me, maximum 2 hours of your time. And I can tell you, you would be learning something that you could take away. All right. In order for you to even start to practice and start to become a data scientist. So we're going to be learning a lot. It's going to be a hands-on practical session. All right. So before we get started, let me see. Let me see. Just give me a second. All right. If this is your first analytics masterclass, I want you to put a one in the chat, in the Zoom chat. I want you to put a one. So if this is the first time you are attending a analytics masterclass, put a one in the chat. Abraham, I'll take questions at the end of the session. Just use the chat. You can use the chat. I'll be taking questions from the chat. Okay. All right. I can see a lot of ones in the chat. Amazing. It's good to have you guys around. Absolutely amazing. I'm excited to have you guys. So, do you know what we're gonna do? We have the usher. If you look at your back, there's the usher pointing at you. All right. Just follow the usher. They'll take you to the new seats. And we have a pack of jollof rice. So from Jamaica, We have our jollof rice, Nigerian jollof that we're going to be serving you. All right. And if you're from Ghana, we have Ghanaian jollof also. We have everything. Even Kenya jollof, we have it also. So we'll be giving you first timers. All right. Thanks a lot for taking out time to join the masterclass. This is the reason why we're doing this. And I'm going to share, why we are doing masterclass, why we're doing what we are doing. Okay. And it's even great that we have majority of us in the house, are from Africa. Okay. So let's talk about why we actually started analytics. I'll just brief run through that within the next 2-3 minutes. All right. And then we'll move into the practical masterclass. So, what is analytics? All right. Why are we doing this masterclass? Why are we talking about how you can get started how can you get started to becoming a full stack data scientist? So, Telalytics is an educational technology firm, and we specialize in making, getting more Africans, more Nigerians, more Ghanaians, more Kenyans, across the world, more Africans in general, all right, getting them access to premium tech skills and also ensuring that they get jobs eventually. All right. So if you look at the tech space currently, it is heavily dominated by, the guys from Europe and Asia, all right, and America also. For you, where are Africans? Where do we have Africans in the big picture itself? That's the key question. And having Ghana close to like a decade experience working for international firms in the UK, Ireland, the US, and Canada, I barely got to, I barely got to interact with Africans that are working in tech. Either they are software developers or whatever the case might be, data analysts, business analysts. You barely get to see Africans in this position. All right. And we see a lot of people relocating. We see a lot of people trying to get relocation packages. People are relocating. That's the surprising thing. All right. But you don't get to see a lot of Africans in this tech position. And that's that's what really gave birth to analytics. All right. And we even went a step further, not just for the guys relocating. We really looked at it to say that how can we get people in Africa that don't want to relocate? How can they get this international jobs? So you have jobs like, remote jobs where you can be your home country and be working for an international firm in the US, in Canada, in the UK, and across Europe also. All right. How can you do this? And that's really why we started this, to get more Africans aware that you don't need to up and leave your home country in order for you to work for an international firm. All right. These are mistakes that people have made in the past. If you still want to relocate, there's no big deal. All right. But essentially, what we're saying that even if you relocate, the care jobs and the media job, the brown collar jobs are not the only type of jobs you can get. Okay. You can actually get a high paying skill job, tech job. And that's exactly what we talk about. And that's really why we started analytics. And I will tell you for a free that we've done fantastically well. All right. And I still pushing a narrative that Africa as a whole, Africans as a whole, we can actually, break new boundaries, create products and, work, for top high-end firms. And eventually we can actually use the skills in building our economy back home. So these are the things that we started doing. All right. So we have training programs cutting across data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, power, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, basically tech skills that you can learn and easily land a job. Okay. So we leverage professionals that have experience, people that have worked with Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey, Amazon, PwC, KPMG, so on and so forth. So we leverage their experience, all right? Okay, they come in to teach you and hold your hands and guide you through the process of getting your first job in tech. So we leverage people that have done it already, okay? Not novices, but people that have experience and people that would nurture you, people that have gone through the hustle, essentially, tell you how they navigated it, and essentially you also figuring out the way, and we will teach you how to do that, and you can find it easy. So that's what we leverage. So this particular approach, we call it the experiential approach to learning. Okay, so they have done it. They are currently doing it. We are currently doing it. So we leverage our experience, okay, to teach you, and you can also use that our experience as a base, all right, for you to get your new job or your first job. All right. So, those are the things that we're going to talk about during the masterclass and essentially get you geared up. because there are jobs, and I'm going to show you remote opportunities. Actually, not just if you're in the UK, that's fantastic. You are above, you are a step further, all right, than the guys in Nigeria. But I will tell you, it doesn't really matter. Even for the guys in Nigeria, there are tons of jobs, and I'm going to be showing you. It's not something I'm going to hide from you because we are trying to, create that narrative that you can actually get these jobs. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the computer genius. You don't have to be you can actually, all you need to do is just settle down, read, study, and you can get this job. You don't need to, okay, yes, you need to put in a little bit of work. Okay, no doubt about that. But is there anything in this world that would get you the lifestyle that you need that would allow you to, that won't put, you don't have to put in so much, effort and work and study. But anyways, we're going to talk about that today, okay? And we're going to be looking at the practical steps to take in order for you to become a full stack data scientist. All right. So, like I said, we did quite a number of things last year. All right. And last year was like a very big point in in the business itself and what we are trying to achieve. So last year we achieved 300 people. Okay, now let's 300 people, and I'd like to mention that 300 people transition into from classroom into their first job in tech. Now 300 people are people that had no prior experience, zero prior experience. They've never worked as a data scientist. They've never worked as a data analyst. And I'm going to share some of that testimonial with you. All right. They've never done this before. And they took the leap of faith, joined analytics, and they were getting jobs. Okay. So we had three of them that had no prior experience. And I'd like to talk about a particular lady that used to be a baker. She used to be a baker right from 300 level in Nigeria. Okay. And she was able to move to the UK. And guess what? She landed the first job as a data scientist with one of the top healthcare firms here in the UK. So these are the things we'd like to tell people. You don't ask you yes, you need to read, you need to, go through projects, do projects, assignments, and all that. But if you can do all that, you can earn significantly higher than any other person in your peer. And those are the things that we're going to be exploring today. The average salary of a data scientist, what you need to do, the steps you need to take, so on and so forth. All right. So we helped 300 people last year. We said this year we need to do more. We need to get more Africans aware that you can actually get this job. It's not a white man's job. All right. It's not an Asian person's job. You can actually do this job. I personally have been working as a data scientist, data analyst across top firms here in the UK, Ireland, and also in the US. So, anyways, those are the things that we did last year. Some of our participants are working with these organizations. Okay, so Fraser's, HSBC, Western Union, Amazon, Microsoft, Nestle, so on and so forth. There are quite a number of firms, and they're still getting jobs. Just this week, we had three people. I personally had three people that landed jobs in the UK and in the US. So, these are the things I would like to tell people that these jobs are available. All right. The only key problem is we don't have the skills to take on this opportunity. All right. So, because we did quite a number, like I said, we did quite a number last year. Okay. So you can see Analytics helps Africans across 4 continents land tech jobs. And this is, coming from the business state. So these are things that are verified news that, that we have been featured in. Okay. So we did hackathons. We have a lot of activities just to create that awareness for Africans to tell us that you can learn this skill and land a very good job. All right. High paying jobs. Okay. We have people getting 6 figures in Canada, in the US, after having gone through the training program, gone through several experience, and they're getting 6 figures at the moment. They've done 2 jobs, and now the third one, they're not in the 6 figure realm. All right. So we're going to be talking about these experiences. We're going to be sharing some of them. Some of them are currently on the call. They'll be sharing their own personal experiences and also on so forth. All right. So we also did this year. We did something very fantastic. We helped 300 women, with scholarship. Data analytics, data science, data engineering classes. We gave them scholarship to attend any of our programs. Okay, so 300 women. Because if you look at the landscape itself, okay, yes, Africans are disadvantaged, but even the women that are Africans are even at more disadvantage than the men. So that's why we did this particular scholarship to encourage females, women to, get interested also in tech. All right. So we also did our first data analytics hackathon this year. Okay. And we had people, Michelle Conway, she's currently the lead data scientist with Lloyds Bank in the UK. Sadiq Akintola currently works as smart analytics customer engineer with Google. And Sebastian currently is a data scientist and currently works with Cambridge University. Olamide Jola currently heads the data analytics and insights team, with Wema Bank Nigeria. So, these are the kind of people that we have in our network. Now we leverage their experience, their skill set in order to hold people's hand and guide them to getting their first job in tech. Okay. So we're going to be talking about opportunities, okay? Quite a number of opportunities. And this is me. My name is Ifemena Ipro. I'm the co-founder of Tenalytics. I used to lead the business data support. I used to lead the business data support team with the Post Office in the UK. Prior to that, I've worked as a global business systems analyst. I've worked as a business intelligence developer. Currently, I do more of freelance and consultations for firms in the UK and most especially the US. All right. So I have close to a decade experience working across multiple sectors. I've worked as a data scientist, data analyst, business systems analyst, data engineer, business developer, business intelligence developer, so on and so forth. So my experience is very varied, okay, and I love it. I've even worked currently as a consultant. I do a bit of I do Power Platform development, all right, and I engineer a bit of data engineering also, and so on. So that's basically my experience. And most people will hear me say this and think that, I've always been doing this. But my first ever experience, let me tell you this, I worked as a sales representative with Sterling Bank. That was my first job. So my first job was working as a sales rep with Weber Bank. Okay. So I did that for like just 1 month until I got a job as a management consultant with a consulting company back in Lagos. Okay. So I did consulting for 4 years before transitioning. So you currently working as a customer service representative, I share your story. You currently working as a business or business developer or business, whatever it is, currently you're not in tech and you feel like, oh, there's a need for me to transition, I'll tell you absolutely. It has transformed my life. Now, people will see me working with all these tech firms and all these, big organizations, and they're like, oh, they want to be like this someday. Well, I took the step to learn, a couple of years back. And now I would say I'm reaping the benefit because, more of consultation. So it's based on my work. So currently I work with Post Office. For Post Office, I got to interact with other people. Currently I do a lot of freelance, a lot of consultation, going into companies to deploy BI, business intelligence. All right. I do a bit of automation and all that. So that's what I do at the moment. And that's just about me. Okay. But today, all right, the key thing that we're going to be talking about is how can you get started? Yes, a full stack data scientist. And I'd like to share opportunities first of all. Okay. So if you're in the UK, I'm just going to take my browser and I'm just going to type in read.co.uk. So the reason why, like I said, the reasons why I called it the full stack data scientist is because you can take on a myriad of opportunities. All right. It's not just data scientists. Now, if I just search for data scientist, okay, I would see quite a number of opportunities, no doubt. Okay. So quite a number of opportunities. This data scientist, 55 to 65, 55 to 65. These are jobs here in the UK. And you can even see this. This is what we call a contract job. So you have heard me say I do more of contract freelancing here in the UK. So you see all these kind of jobs that pay per day are what we call contract jobs. All right. So it's contract. So you're coming in for like a period of 6 months to 9 months to basically hit the ground running and transform, certain things within the organization. So, these are jobs. This is 700 to 800. This is also 700 to 800 pounds per day, not per month, not per week. This is what you earn in a day. All right. So, and I have friends that are doing doing two of these jobs. But anyways, these are more experienced roles. But there are other roles in there that you could actually take on 75K, 35 to 45K, 50 to 60K, 49 to 55K. And these are jobs that are available currently in the UK. All right. So the same thing in the US, if you're currently in your own area And the good thing about a full stack data scientist is you could also work as a data analyst. All right. You could also work as, with the skills you get, you can work as a data analyst. You can see there are quite a number of opportunities in data analytics, in data science, and so on. Now, this is people that are currently in the UK, all right? But as we go on during the training program, I will show you places you can actually get remote jobs. So currently you're in the you are in Nigeria, you're in Kenya, you are in Zambia, you're in Sierra Leone, and you're trying to look for remote jobs outside the country. You're not looking to earn in your own local currency. You're looking to earn in dollars and all that. How can you do this? Just settle down. Okay, you're with analytics. We don't hide any information. I'll show you places you can actually apply for remote job opportunities. All right. So, without wasting time, we're going to go in there. Are those opportunities exclusive for those in the UK? This is majorly for guys in the UK. All right. But I'll still show you opportunities, remote opportunities that you can get in the US, in Canada, in the Netherlands, Australia, quite a number of countries out there that are actually looking for data scientists, data analysts, and so on. So we're going to be exploring this today. But today's class is going to be practical. Like I said, it's going to be absolutely practical. I'm going to be doing that together. Okay, so what are we doing here today? What are we talking about today? We're going to be building a responsive Python code. All right, so we're going to be building Python code. So, first of all, I would like to know, what do you think about Python? What's your experience? If you've ever tried to learn or you've heard something about Python. So put it in the chat. Let me know what your perspective is going to be. What do you think about Python? When you hear Python, all right, what do you think? What comes to your mind? Is it difficult to learn? Is it easy to learn? What's big? Hello world. Ori Midara. No idea. Paul says no idea. All right, snake. Python snake. Okay, snake. No, I'm not talking about the animal. I'm talking about Python programming language. Okay. So once the Python is easy to learn, I'm very sure a lot of people without that sounds hard. Okay, absolutely. I think that's the first. If you're going to be looking at that for the first time, you would think it's actually a very difficult thing to learn. But that's why we're doing that today. Please, we're just joining. I'm open, understanding, hope us. Okay, any hope of us understanding the concept. We're going to be talking about everything we just started. So, all star, just okay, just sit down, okay, relax. We're just starting, so you're going to learn everything. So programming, okay, I sleep on when I'm trying to study on YouTube. All right, so a lot of people are of the opinion that Python is difficult to learn. All right, but I'll tell you for free that Python is actually the easiest thing to learn. If you can speak, all right, you can speak English, you can conceptualize and understand English, you can write Python codes. Now, you want to doubt me? Don't worry, we're going to do it in class. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If you can speak English, all right, you don't even have to be a very good speaker of English. Well, actually, if you can comprehend, all right, I will tell you for free that Python is as easy as ABC. And we're going to do it in class today. All right. So the next thing, after learning, how to build responsive Python codes, we'll talk about the pathway to becoming a full stack data scientist and securing a job. Now, one thing I like to tell most people is at this time of our life, there's something we call andragogy. That's a study of how adults learn, how adults, professionals, essentially, how they learn. Now, as an adult, you're not learning a new skill for the fun of it. All right. I did not learn data science and data analytics for the fun of it. I learned it because I wanted to make more money. All right. I wanted to get a better job and all that. So the whole thing for us at Analytics is not just to learn data science, but securing a job is very key for us. It's like a key metric for us within the business. All right. So the pathway to becoming a full stack data scientist and securing a job. That's the key thing. And that's why I showed you these opportunities in the UK, first of all. All right. As we go on, we'll now explore remote full-time and tech relocation opportunities. So the whole thing for us is not just you learning data science, it's for you to leverage the skills you've learned in order for you to get a better job, a better life, or there are tons of opportunities out there. So whichever one you can latch into, all right, having gone through the training program, that's a key metrics for us. So it's not just you learning data science and you don't know what to do with it. All right. We would unhold you on how you can secure a job, how you can get remote full-time opportunities and tech relocation opportunities. So we're going to talk about that today. All right. Well, like I said, just give me 2 hours of your rapid attention and you would see exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So the pathway to becoming a full stack data scientist and securing a job, key. All right. Remote full-time and tech relocation opportunities. We're going to talk about that. We have a special offer. So I personally, all right, I have a special offer for you. So if you went to the end of the session, you will get to know about the special offer. You would also get to learn more about the Analytics Growth Internship Program. All right. And lastly, you will get the recording. So the session is currently recorded. So if you wait to the end of the session, you will get to hear about the special offer. You get to learn about the Analytics Internship Program and you get the recording to the session. All right. So these are the 5 things we're going to be doing today. Learn how to build Python codes, how to become a data scientist and securing a job, remote full-time opportunities, tech relocation opportunities, the special offer that I've designed for you, and the analytics internship program. So it's going to be a fully packed 2-hour session. And all I want from you is just sit back, relax, and listen to me. Avoid any distractions around you. All right. So if you have Big Brother watching, if you have Big Brother showing currently on the TV or you're using one eye to do 2 things, please disconnect that. That one is not going to help you for anything. So use these 2 hours to let's work together. All right, let's do things. Let's do this together. Okay. All right. Okay, don't worry, you'll get this one. Okay, Paul. All right. So now let's start it. So let's do this together. So let's start with the master class. So now let me ask you guys: have you heard of timoxylin balabutinol before? Let me start from there. Have you heard of timoxylin balabutinol? No, no. Okay. Have you heard of timoxylin balabutinol? Nobody has heard of timoxylin balabutinol. Is that an English word? It's an English word, unfortunately. It is. Okay. All right. Do you know what? I want volunteers. I want volunteers. I want people to volunteer. Okay. I want if you want to volunteer with me, just raise up your hand and I'm gonna call you. Okay. So if you want to volunteer, just raise up your hand and I'm gonna call you. So it's a very key concept in data science. And I'm going to do a practical. In fact, my master's thesis was on timoxylin now, and that's what I want to show you in class. So, who wants to practicalize with me? Just raise up your hand, and I'm going to unmute you. So, who wants to try? Just on the icon, the Zoom icon, you would see raise up your hand. Just raise up your hand like you want to ask a question. And are you guys scared of timoxylin now? All right, let me see. I can only see Adebiyi Farouk. Okay, Justina, let me see. Let me ask you to unmute. Justina, go ahead. I'm asking you to unmute. So kindly unmute yourself. Let's do it together. Justina, are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
All right, all right. So have you heard of Timoxile Balabutina before? First of all.
Not at all.
So, all right. So we're gonna do a practical in class, okay? So that everyone can see. All right. I hope everyone can see my screen, okay? So yeah. So let's get started, okay, Justina. Justina, I want you to give me 4 random digits number. 4 random digits number.
Okay.
Okay.
4,
4.
4, 1,
Okay. Okay.
3,
Uh-huh.
9, 7.
No, this is 4. 4 is okay. This is all I need. Okay. So do you know what
Okay.
I'll do? I'll put in a final answer. Okay. I'll just put in like a couple of random numbers. You don't need to unmute yourself. Okay. So now I have 22,400, 22,000. Sorry, I think I made a mistake somewhere. It's not supposed to be that long. Give me a second. It's supposed to be 24,000. 24,137. So I want you to give me other random numbers. Any other random number. Give me another set of random numbers.
Okay, 7,
Okay.
2,
2,
5,
5,
3.
3. Okay. All right. Fantastic. So you see now, I'll just put in another bunch of random numbers, all random numbers. Okay. All right. Okay. Give me another set of random numbers. Another set of random numbers. That's you
Okay,
just, yeah.
1,
1,
9,
9,
3,
3,
1.
1. Okay. So I'll put in the last random numbers, all random numbers, nothing fancy. Okay. Okay. So now you see, Justina, if I add up all these numbers together, it's going to give me this number. These random numbers that we added together that you gave me, I added my, all these random numbers that you provided. If you add them together, it's going to give you this number down here. Do you believe me? First of all, let me ask you.
I don't believe you.
Justina doesn't believe me. Believe me in the chat, I beg. Let me see. You. The people that believe me, first of all. So I'll remember you. Taiwan says they believe me. All right, let's see. Justin, do you know what I'll do? I'll bring up my calculator. So I'm gonna bring up a calculator and I would add everything up together. So let's say 4139 plus 7253 plus 2746 plus 1931 plus 80 and what 68. Now, moment of truth equals to, sorry, I think I missed the number. I'm sorry. 4139, okay, plus 7253, all right, plus 2746 plus 1931 plus 8068. You see here, 24,137. You see here also 24,137. So this is what we call timoxylin valbutamol now. So now the thing about let me explain this a little bit. It's random numbers. Random numbers. Random numbers will always give you random numbers. All right. So Justina, do you understand what we just did?
I don't.
Okay, don't worry, it's fine. Now let me do it again. Let me do it with one more person. Let me try with one more person. It's abracadabra. It's not abracadabra. Okay. I'm sure. Let me try. Let me get somebody else to try with. Okay. So who wants to try? Let me try a guy this time around. I'm gonna try Pelumi. Pelumi, if you want to unmute yourself, I'm asking you to unmute yourself. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, one more time. So Pelumi, do you want to talk? How are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
Pelumi is a girl. Okay, all right. Go ahead. Give me any 4-digit random numbers. Random. 8. Okay.
2,
2.
4,
Don't worry. Be fast. Don't worry. You're fine. 8, 2, 4.
1.
Okay. So all these random numbers. Okay. All random numbers. Okay, so this is 28,239. Okay, all right, 28,239. So give me another set of random numbers quickly. Another set of 4-digit random numbers.
5439.
5, 4, 3, and 9. Okay, so I'm just going to put in random numbers also. All random numbers. Okay, another set of random numbers. Well, let me.
1998.
1998, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got that. I thought it was 1998. Okay, so I just put in the last set of random numbers. Okay, all right. So if you add up all these random numbers together, it's going to give you these random numbers. All right. So a lot of people will think this is magic, like Justina said, it's abracadabra. So let me bring in my calculator again. All right. So I'm going to bring it in 82, 41, okay, plus 54, 39, okay, plus 45, 60, plus 1998, all right, plus 801. And you see it here, 28,239. It's the same number. So I got this number first before getting this additional number. But now, how was I able to do that? That's what we call Simoxilin Balabutinol. Someone says magic. It's so magic. All right, let me tell you, let me just tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. It's a truth. It's a truth. Okay, mathematics trick. All right. So I will tell you, it's not, it doesn't have to do with data science. Okay. So don't get it wrong. It doesn't have to do, it doesn't have anything to do with data science. All right. Let me tell you the first trick. I will tell you the first trick. Okay. Then you'll figure out the second one yourself. Okay. So I'll tell you the first part, but you'll figure out the second one yourself. Okay. So you see the first number, 8241. That's the first number Pelumi provided, 8241. So what I did was to minus 2 from this number. So you see 41 here, 41 minus 2 is 39. That's the 39. Okay. So what I did was to confuse you by only saying random numbers. They were random numbers, but they are actually not random numbers. All right. So 41 minus 2 will give me 39. All right. So these two that I took out here, I brought it to the front. That's all I did. So you see these two, I brought it to the front. This is it here. Okay. So you see 28. All right. Then 2. This is the 2. 8239. Instead of 8241, it is now what? Minus 2. All right. These two, I brought it to the front to make it 28, so on and so forth. So anyways, that's just, that's just a very common, that's a math trick that I like to use to start the class. So there is nothing like timoxilin balebutanol. There is nothing like that. All right. This is just me. All right. So if you want the second, if you want to know the full detail, I will tell you at the end of the class. Okay. If you want to know the full trick, I will tell you at the end of the class. There is nothing like timoxilin balebutanol. I'm just messing around, okay? All right, so we're going to be learning Python. We're going to be learning how to write, responsive Python codes in class today. We're going to be learning how to write responsive Python codes in class, okay? So let's do that quickly, okay? So open any browser of your choice, okay? So open any browser of your choice. I'm going to use my normal browser. I'm going to close this. All right. So in this browser, I want you to type in Google Colab. Google Colab. Okay. So we're going to be using Google Colab in class, for our class today to write Python code. So you learn how to do Python code. Just give me the next 20 minutes maximum. Okay. You'll see how you can actually learn Python. All right. In 20 minutes. So just give me about 20 minutes and you will be flabbergasted. Okay. All right. So even if you've never done Python before, okay, I'm going to walk you through what you need to learn, what you need to know in order for you to write very responsive Python codes. All right. So that's what we're going to be starting with today. So open any browser. So if you're using Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, you're using Safari, open any browser and type in Google Colab. The Colab basically there is collaborate. Okay. So if you always want to remember, Colab, to collaborate. Okay. So Google Colab, that's what you should type on your browser. Okay. So once you get it, the first link you see there, click on it. All right. And once you click on that, you'll see new notebook. All right. New notebook. Click on it. New notebook on the top, on the bottom right. All right. So click on new notebook and it's going to open up a new notebook for you. All right. So I'm going to explain this for you to understand better. I'm going to explain every single thing I'm doing in class today. I'm going to explain it. All right. So this is where you write your Python code. Now, take for example, you want to write a letter Okay, you want to write a letter. Somebody, maybe you are going for, you are applying for a particular job position, and they say, please type in your cover letter. All right. Would you write a cover letter in Microsoft Excel? No, you wouldn't. All right. Would you write your cover letter or your CV in PowerPoint? Also, you wouldn't do that. All right. And that's because, where would you write it? You write your cover letter in Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word is built to accommodate that, the functionalities of a letter, all the things you need to do, the pagination, how you put the address on one corner, put the address in another corner. The Word application allows you to do all those formatting, all right, text formatting. Now, if you want to do a presentation, all right, you want to do a presentation to the board, all right, board meeting, and they say, oh, Degede, I want you to prepare a presentation for the board, next week, Monday. You won't do that presentation in Microsoft Excel, all right? You won't do the presentation in Microsoft Word. You'll do it where? You'll do it in Microsoft PowerPoint. That's because that environment, the PowerPoint environment, allows you to create slides presentation. So once you press next, it moves to the next line. All right. Once you do something will happen. All right. Animations, transitions, and all that. It allows you to do all those things within the PowerPoint environment. You can't take a PowerPoint presentation and take it to Excel and you think it will behave the same way. It will never behave the same way. All right. The same thing is if you do analysis in Excel, all right, you do an analysis in Excel, copy that formula and take it to Microsoft Word. Nothing will happen. All right. So essentially, you see all these, they are what we call IDEs. So all these applications are what we call IDE. And I'm going to explain what IDE is. IDE means integrated development environment. Okay, integrated development environment. So basically, Microsoft Word is an environment that allows you to write text, letters, documents, journals, so on and so forth. All right, that's the environment that allows you to write all those kind of your CV. You want to write a project, you're allowed to do all those text formatting and all those documentations and all that. All right. Now, PowerPoint is another environment that allows you to do what? Presentation, to create presentation slides. Press next to move to the next slide. Press this for a transition or for an animation to happen. Do you understand? Excel also is an environment, spreadsheet environment that allows you to do, spreadsheet calculations and all that. Now, Google Colab, okay, is an environment that allows you to write Python code. All right. So Google Colab, okay, Colab is an environment that allows you to write Python codes. Okay, so you can't take Python code now and carry it to Microsoft Word and assume Microsoft Word will understand. It's impossible. All right. So it's as simple as that. Okay. So this Google Colab, when you write Python code, it will understand what you're writing. All right. It's like you going to China, all right, and try to speak Yoruba. That environment doesn't understand that language. Do you understand? All right. It's like you also a Chinese person coming to, coming to Nigeria or in Africa and start speaking Mandarin. They also don't understand. You would not understand, what they're speaking. So exactly what I'm trying to say. That's because environments are built in that same way. So when they say integrated development and environment, it's basically just an application that understands what you're writing. So now I'm writing Python code. This environment, which is the Google Colab environment, will understand when I am writing Python code. All right. So that's like a base level. So there are plenty IDEs. There are plenty for Python. There are plenty. So if you've ever heard of, PyCharm, is what we call PyCharm. That's another IDE that you can use to write Python code. Okay, we have VS Code. That's another environment. We have Spider. Okay. We have Jupyter Notebook. So there are plenty environments where you can write Python and Python will understand. It's not only Google Colab. Okay. We are using Google Colab because it is free. Okay. It is easily accessible. You don't need to pay anything to access Google Colab. All you need is a Gmail account. So if you have a Gmail account, you can open it on your phone cell. Do you understand? All right. So just go Google Colab, search for it, click the first link. The only thing it will require is a Gmail account. So it's free, easy, it's on the web. So at any point in time, anywhere you are in the world, you can access your Python codes. Do you understand? If you have a project and all that, Google Colab has everything on the internet. So at any point in time, you can get access to your Python code. So Google Colab, that's flexible. Okay. So we're going to be using Google Colab to write our Python codes. Now, over time, okay, over time, who have always asked, what is the mean? Why am I putting these hashtags? Okay, so you see this hashtag, okay? Everybody's always asking this hashtag. You see here, people are always, asking this question: why did you start with the hashtag? So an hashtag, okay, hashtag is regarded. Okay, regarded, and I'm just all I need is your rapid attention. That's all. Hashtag is regarded as a comment. Okay, comment basically means that back in school, secondary school, university, when they write a big formula for you, all right, the right formula, statistical formula, or differentiation formula. You see, you now put small annotations like a small note, like PS. All right, PS or please note or note, and it'll tell you that X is constant. So that's description that they have there is not a part of the formula. Do you understand? It's not a part of the formula. Rather, it is telling you a bit more about the formula. So when you see pi is 3 point something, 3.14 or whatever, you see there. All right, you see a small description, all right, when you see your formula. So that small description is not a part of the formula. It's just telling you more about the formula. That's the same thing what this hashtag is doing. So the hashtag is just comment to tell anybody that is reading your code a bit more, that will give you more understanding of the code. All right. So if I send this notebook to somebody else, all right, they will see exactly what I am typing. So they understand that, I am introducing people to Google Colab and so on and so forth. So hashtag is not code. Okay, it's not coding, it's just a comment, just to buttress the code that you're writing, just to buttress the codes that you are writing. So for this class today, we're going to be looking at, these are the things that we're going to be looking at in today's class: data types, or what we call data structures. All right. So some people call them data types, some people call them data structures. Now, which one would you prefer? Data types or data structures? Let me see. A lot of people like to sound sophisticated and like, let's use data structures. I'm going to be teaching you data structures. And a lot of people will feel like that's a lot of word. Do you understand? But some other people feel like data types is very basic. Okay. I can see a lot of people you say data structures. Okay. Data types is very simple. That's why. All right. Anyways, data types, data structures, it really doesn't matter. You can use them interchangeably. Okay. But let's start from there. Okay. So we're going to be looking at data types. And what data types are we going to look at? The first data type we're going to look at is numbers. All right. So in Python, there are two types of numbers. We have the first one, which is called integer. Okay. And number two, the second type of number is called a float. Two types. So number We know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know numbers. But in Python, there are two types of numbers. And I'll tell you, I would explain everything to you. There are two types of numbers, integer, and the second one is float. All right, those are the two types of numbers. Now, we would also be looking at what we call the text. So in Python, they don't call it text. They call it what? Okay, they call it string. It's called a string, not a text. Okay, so we'll call it string in Python. Now, if we have enough time, I would look at what we call conditional formatting, conditional statement rather. Okay. And last but not the least, if we have enough time, I would also explore what we call a function. Okay, what we call a function. So we see we're looking at numbers and we're looking at text. We're looking at conditional formatting, all right, and we have functions. So these are the things we're going to explore in class today. And I'll tell you for free that data science, learning Python is actually one of the easiest things you can learn. And let me show you why. All right, it's very simple. All right. So I'm going to start first with integer. Let's start with integer. Okay. All right. Integer. Integers, basically, okay, I said they are numbers, all right? Integers are numbers. So that's something we've established already. Integer are numbers. So what kind of number is the question now? Integers, they are, okay, all numbers. So all numbers, that is, I'll put it there. I'll explain every bit and piece to you, don't worry. They are all numbers, that is, no decimal places, no decimal points. Okay, no decimal points. All right. So now, take for example, let's start. Number 10 is a whole number, no decimal points. There is no 10.5, 10.7, 10.1. Do you understand? Those are decimal point numbers. But with this, just 10 as a whole number without decimal places, that is what we call an integer. Okay, that's what we refer to as an integer. Okay. Now, to confirm, let's confirm. Okay. To confirm the data type, okay, or structure, to confirm the data type, all right, we'll use a function called type. Okay. I will put number 10 inside type. Okay. Confirm the data type for this number 10. All right. We'll put it in this function. You see this function here, type. Okay, and you run it, okay, and to give you int, I-N-T. So int is the short form for integer, okay? So I-N-T, so you see to confirm the data type. So currently we wrote 10 here, all right? And we wanted to confirm the data type, all right? Is it an integer or a float? I've already established that in Python, we have data types, and numbers are one of the data types. Now, numbers can be categorized into integer or float. Okay. Now, you see this number 10. Number 10 is a whole number, and we try to confirm. So it could be 10, it could be 20, it could be 50. It doesn't matter. Okay. As long as it is a whole number, it is an integer. Okay, so any type of number that is an whole number in Python, it is called an integer. Now, this number, integer, it could be positive, okay, or negative. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's one thing I usually tell people. So you don't need to complicate things, all right? Python is very simple. Whole number, positive or negative, it is integer. There is no another name for positive whole number. There is no another name for negative integer. Positive number or negative number, they are all regarded as integer. So if I come here and I write minus 50, okay, I put my right here, I come right here, I write here minus 50 inside the type function, and I run it. It's still going to give me integer. So there's no complication. Number, integer, and float. That's all you need to know. Okay. Now let's look at float. Now, what do you think float is? Let me ask you. What do you think float is? So integer is whole number. What is float? Let me see the person that's going to get it. Decimal numbers? Fantastic. You guys are the smartest people I have ever trained, honestly speaking. It's very difficult for people to get these things, but you are getting it on the first trial. You guys are absolutely smart. I would say that. So floats are, okay, decimal point numbers. Okay. So basically they have decimal points essentially. Okay. All right. So this one also positive or negative, concerning them. Okay. It doesn't it's not its business. It's not Python's problem. Positive or negative, you are a float. It doesn't matter. As long as you have a decimal point. So if I put here 10.5, all right, that's a float. 10.5, that is a float. So if I come here again to confirm the data type and I put in type, okay, I put in type and I put in 10.5 and I run it again. All right, you see it's giving float. So positive is what? Whole number is int, decimal point is float. Simple. That's simple as that. Number does not get complicated than what we just did. Number, this is number. Any type of number you use in Python is either an integer or a float. All right. So decimal point and one is not a decimal point. Simple. So even though it is minus 10.5, it doesn't matter. It is still a float. It doesn't matter what you change. All right. It is still, if it is 10.5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all these together, it is still a float. Do you understand? As long as it's a decimal point. But you see, the moment I remove that decimal point and I run it, it's going to give me an integer because there is no decimal place. All right. I put back the point and I run it again, it gives me the float. All right. So you see this first line, in the less than 5 minutes, you already understand the difference between an integer and a float. So numbers are categorized into two: integer and floats, decimal points and no decimal points. Fractions are fractions. Okay, so when you divide them, they give you floats. Those are complex data type, but essentially they'll still give you floats when you divide them. So they're either 0.5, 1/2 is 0.5. So that's a float. All right. So, we have strings. So let's take a look at strings. We're going to bring everything together. Okay. We're going to say mix everything like a bula. Okay. Okay. Like you're mixing soups together. All right. We're going to mix everything together. So you see the text here. All right. It's a string. We call it string. So let's do the string. Let's try string. All right. Let's talk about string. Okay. So strings basically are text. Okay. They are text. Words essentially. So let me just put it here. They are text, okay, / words, so on and so forth. Okay. So let's start with that string. So if I want to type in Ifemena Ipro, that's my name, right? Ifemena, okay, Ipro. That's a string. That's a bunch of text. All right. Well, now the key thing is when you're working with text, always use quotation marks. I'll put it to capital letter so you will not forget. Quotation marks. Okay, always use quotation mark. Okay, that's terrible. Quotation marks. Always use quotation marks. So that's the thing that you're always like, Ifemena, he does this very much. You're always doing like this. Please bring that energy to Python. So anytime you're working with strings and you want to type in a text, okay, you want to type in a text, you type in either single or double, it doesn't matter. All right, so put it in quotation mark. So you see my quotation mark, single or double, it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as it's a string and you run it, you see this now. This is a string. So now let's use the type function to confirm. Let's use the type function to confirm. I'm going to copy that and I'll put it inside type. Okay, and I'll run it again. And you see, this will give me what? str, telling me that it is a string. Okay, all right, telling me it is a string. So you see 3 data types currently. We'll look at 3 data types. So anytime you're working with strings, okay, anytime you're working with a string, you put in the quotation mark. So if you want to collect, All right. If you want to write your name, you want to write a text, you want to write something in Python, you put it in the quotation mark for a string. All right. So we've looked at three things now: number, whole number, which is an integer, decimal point number, which is a float, string, which is text. Okay. Now let's bring everything together. Let's mix all these things that we've learned, these three things. Let's mix them together. All right, let's try to mix them together. All right, sorry, I went to, let me just delete all this. I created new cells. Now let's mix everything together. Okay, so we're going to use what we call variable assignment. Variable assignment. We're going to do what we call variable. In order for me to mix everything together, I will need to teach you what we call variable assignment. Variable assignment. All right. So looking at variable assignment, okay, the variables, let me just say income equals to 500. Income equals to 500. So you see here, let me run this. I'll run it for you. I'll run it, okay? Nothing comes out. Now, if I write income down here and I run it, you'll see it will give me 500. So what I did here, now let me explain this. You see what I did here is I assigned 500 to income. So it's like you deposited, you went to the bank today and you put in 5,000 naira in your bank account. If you go home and you type in your account number on the website or in your bank app, what would you see in your bank account? You will see 5,000 naira because that is what you added. Do you understand? So in that your bank account, you have inserted 5,000. That's exactly what we just did here. So you see this income, okay, is what we call a variable. Is what we call a variable. All right. So in this variable, all right, inside this variable, I assigned 500 inside this variable. All right. So anywhere this variable comes up, instead of income, it's going to be 500. Okay. Instead of income, it is going to be 500. Let me now explain it again in another concept. Now, who remembers, okay, ice cream. Let's talk about ice cream. Okay. So you see that ice cream container that we buy, all right, Fun Ice or any other ice cream that you take, all right. So when you take ice cream, when you finish the ice cream in the ice cream bowl. What do you use it? Do you throw it away or do you keep it? Let me see the true Nigerians, the true Africans in the house. All right. So when you buy ice cream, somebody said like goosey soup. All right, that's a true Nigerian right there. Favor, I hereby present you with the the honor of a true Nigerian or a true African. So you keep it to do what? Some people say salt, to keep salt. That's very good. Kids, Tyler is probably a tailor. We use the bowl to keep pepper. Fantastic. Throw it away. Some wealth. Maybe because you're wealthy, you throw away resources. All right. You need to start to recycle. Okay. Lunch pack, store food in the freezer. Amala with it. I said I'm not a tailor, but that's a common thing that most people use it for. So when you finish your ice cream, you use it for, some people use it for first aid. You put plaster, you put plenty things inside. So now you see that ice cream bowl, all right, is a container and you can put anything inside. The ice cream bowl is that container, you can put anything inside. Some people use a goosey soup, put a goosey soup inside. The ice cream bowl will not say, don't put a goosey, I'm allergic to a goosey. It's not possible. If you take the same container, all right, you pour the egusi away and you want to put jollof rice inside, the container would accept the jollof rice. If you finish with the jollof rice, all right, and you want to put stew inside, it's going to take stew. When you finish, you want to convert it into a first aid kit. If you want to even use it to use it to bath, do you understand? It's the container, it will take anything you put inside. So you see this income, it is a container. It's like the ice cream bowl that we're talking about. This income that you see here is like a container. So anything you put inside, it will take it. So now currently I am putting 500 inside the container. You understand? It's going to accept it. It doesn't have a choice. All right. So 500 is the item or it's the value that I am assigning inside this container. So today I can put 500 inside. Tomorrow I can change it and put something else. It's going to accept it. It's like the ice cream bowl. You open the ice cream bowl today, and goosey is inside. Tomorrow it is jollof rice. Next tomorrow it is stew. Next week it is okra soup. Do you understand? It's going to take it. So you see, that's exactly what we are talking about. So income is a container. All right. So a variable is basically an empty container that you can put anything inside. It's an empty container, you can put anything inside. So currently I just put 500 inside the container. So every time I open it, what would I see? I will see 500 because I mean put them there. Do you understand? I put 500 inside. Every time I open it or I call it, it's going to give me 500. If I change it and I put, let's say if a men are in there, okay, and I put it if a men are in there and I run it, and I come down here again and I run it, you see it give me a femena because you know they discriminate. It doesn't discriminate. All right. Anything you put inside the container, it will take it. So you see, instead of income, it is giving me a femena. Essentially, this is what we call a variable assignment. This is what we refer to as variable assignment. Okay. So, those are the things you need to know. All right. And, in order for you to be good, all right, I'm going to tell you about some rules about variables. Some rules about variables. Number one is it is case sensitive. This variable that you see here, it is case sensitive. Okay. So if I wrote income over here, okay, but if I change it from small letter to capital letter I, immediately it will give me error. Immediately. Okay. So that's why I say that variables are case sensitive. It is case sensitive. So instead of capital letter, ensure it is small letter and you will not have headache. All right. That's the first one. The second one is you cannot start with a number. You can never start with a number. So these are small rules that you must adhere to. Okay. All right. So you cannot start with a number. So if I want to assign 10 analytics, okay, so 10 analytics starts with a number. So if I say 10 analytics, you see 10 analytics, all right, it's not going to allow me start with a number. I cannot assign a variable. A variable cannot start with a number. So these are like small rules that you must adhere to. All right. But anyways, it's easy to remember through practice and all that. All right. So 10 analytics, you cannot assign 10 analytics because analytics starts with a number. Okay. Now, the last but not the least is you cannot put space, no space allowed. So I cannot say first name. All right. So you see first name, there's a space here. Can't put first name over there. It's not going to accept it. So you see this right here, can't put first name because of this space over there. And that's why you see you can use an underscore in replace of a space. So rather than first name, I'll put first underscore name. All right, first underscore name. Okay, and that will work. First name equals to Semena. All right, so could also use what we call a camel case. So there are two things you can do to replace space. There are two things you can do to replace space. First one is underscore. All right. And the second one is what we call a camel case. Okay, so the first one is underscore like we used here. The camel case is very simple. Capital first word and capital the second word. Like a camel. If you've ever seen a camel, all right. So you see like this, the hunchback, okay, the hump on the back of the camel. You see it goes up, it comes down, it goes up again, and it comes down. So that's why you call it camel case. So the first letter, they're capitalized. The first letter of each word is capitalized. The first letter of each word is capitalized. So when you say first name, okay, so it is first capital letter A, N again. So first name will be capital F and capital N. Capital F and capital N. So which one would you prefer? Camel case or underscore? Which one would you prefer? First name, let me see. Let me see, which one would you prefer, underscore or camel case? Oh, there's a tie currently. Underscore, quite a lot of people are taking underscore already. That's fantastic. Underscore, 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 camel case, underscore. Anyone works. Yeah, anyone that works for you, honestly speaking, you can use them. I prefer to use underscore, all right, because it's easy to read, easy to understand. A novice will understand exactly what you're trying to do. So I like to work with underscore. Okay. So now look at the three little rules that you need to adhere to when you are assigning a variable. Okay. All right. So you have case sensitive, you cannot start with a number, and no space. Those are the three things. And every time you write it, it's going to prompt you that something is wrong. Okay. Okay. And every time you run it, it's going to prompt you that, this thing you're writing is wrong. So now let's put everything together. Let's mix everything together. I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's mix everything together. All right. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say first name, first underscore name equals to Ifemena. So I'm going to put it in quotes, Ifemena. Okay. So first name is Ifemena. Last name equals to what? Epro. Last name is Epro. Okay. Now, if I want to now print my I want to print my full name. I want to get my full name. Full name. What would my full name be? What would be my full name? So I have my first name as Ifemena, and I have my last name as April. What will be my full name? All right. What will be my full name? That's a key question I want to ask you now. What would be my full name? How would I get my full name? Anybody want to try? Anybody want to try? Anybody want to try? So I have my first name as Ifemena, and I have my last name as April. What will be my full name? First name plus last name. Fantastic. Beautiful, Idris. All right. So in order for me to get my full name is Ifemena April. That's my full name. So it's my first name and my last name. My first name and my last name. That's my full name. All right. So I'm going to come here and I will type it because I have assigned Ifemena to this variable. Don't need Ifemena anymore. I don't need to be typing Ifemena plus April. No. Because I have assigned Ifemena to this variable, first name is now Ifemena. All right. So same thing with last name. Instead of me writing April, Ifemena April manually, I would use the variable because the variable has, it's like the air, like the ice cream container we talked about. When you open the container, you put something inside. Anytime you open it, you will see it. Do you understand? So these containers I've put Ifemena inside this container, and I've also put April inside this variable container. Okay. So my full name would be first name. Okay, first name plus last name. Last name. All right. And I'll come here and I'll type in full underscore name and I'll run it. And you see it now. Because of that small thing I did, you see, first full name is equals to first name plus last name. So Ifemena plus April. Okay, Ifemena, okay, which is my first name, plus April. And you see it here, it gives me Ifemena April. But is there any issue with this? Is there any issue with this particular? Is there any issue with this? Do you see my name here? All right, Matthias, what do you think? What's the issue? What's the issue right here? No space. Fantastic. You guys are the best, honestly speaking. I don't think any class has gotten a question has gotten that before. This is the first class I'm going to be taking, and you guys are going to get this. So that means you guys are learning. There's something you're learning. All right. So there's no space. You see here, Ifemena April, there is no space. Okay, there is no space. So now the key thing now is for me to put space. That's what I'm looking for. Now, if you're not a non-programmer or if you're not with analytics, you would think it is one ridiculously difficult thing to do. All right. Well, let me show you how to put space. Let me show you how to put space. All right. So I'll put plus. All right. All right. And I'll put quotation mark. and I'll put space inside the quotation mark. So it now means that I am combining three things together. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm combining three things. So I have first name, which is Ifemena. Then I brought in space. Then I joined it with last name, April. So it is Ifemena space April. Ifemena space April. It's as simple as that. All right. So you see, first name plus space plus last name will give me my full name. So now if I run this, it will give me Ifemena April. And that's basically Python code. All right. So the reason why I say it's like writing English is because you're going to be working with variables. You will be the one to define the variable. So now I want to collect first name. I put Ifemena. I put first name there. All right. So the variable names are easy to understand. All right. So it's you that you're going to be defining the what do you call it, the variable names. You are going to use the variable name. So that's exactly what you'll be doing as a data scientist. Now, let's make this responsive. Let's make this a little bit more responsive in the sense that if let me get somebody's name. If Deola wants to print their own first name, Deola would need to come and change it. Okay, Adeola. All right, and last name, there's no last name, so I'm going to take Adeshaye. Adeshaye. Do you understand? They will need to type it manually. All right, they will need to type it manually, and basically that is called hard coding. In Python, they refer to it as hard coding. So I'm going to type it here so you don't forget hard coding. Okay, so if you have to be typing it manually by yourself, it is that yes, Alicia, yeah. So if you have to be typing things manually, it is regarded as hard coding. Okay, hard coding. So what you would do rather, okay, so if I print this now, it's going to give me Adeola Adesha here. You understand? But now the key thing is we don't want hard coding because we want Python to be the one to ask for your first name. We want Python to be polite. Please, what is your first name? So if you go on other applications out there, all right, you'll see the application is like is having a conversation with the user. All right. So you see it will pop up. Please insert your 10 digits card number. Okay, you put in that, insert your CVV. Do you understand? And all those things. It's interacting with the user. So when you're writing Python code, we also want to do the same thing. We don't want it to be very static. Okay. So anytime I want to change this now, I will need to, copy this, highlight this and start changing the names. Do you understand? But I don't want to do that. I want it to be dynamic. All right. So that every user that comes, they can run it and put in their first name, last name, and it will do what? It will print their full name. So let's make it dynamic. Let's make it dynamic very quick. So I'm going to say input. So input basically is that function that would allow you to interact with an end user. Okay. So let's just quickly do it. So I would say input, what is your first name? What is your first name? All right. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it below. Okay. I'm going to paste it below. All right. And you see again, I'm going to say what is, instead of first name, I want to get the person's last name. Okay. So I'll change this first to last name. Okay. So you see this input function. This input function will allow Python to interact with the user. All right. So the input function that you have here will allow Python to interact with the user. Now let's do it. Let me show you how it looks like. I'm going to run that. You see now, Python is running. You see this is running. What is your first name? So that's because of this input. This input function now is giving Python the power to interact with the user. Okay, it's giving Python the ability to interact with the user. So I am the user currently. So if I want to type in somebody's name, all right, I want to type in Ghana. I have somebody here called Ghana Boy. So first name is Ghana. I'm going to press enter. And you see, again, what is your last name? And I'm going to put boy. So Ghana boy, you get me? All right. And you see it here, full name is Ghana boy. Fantastic. What do you guys think about this? All right. So now I'm not hard coding my first name and last name. I am not hard coding it. I am making it, I'm making it interesting. I'm making it more interactive. And that's basically what I mean by making your codes interactive. All right. So let's try somebody else's name. Let's try somebody else's. Adewale Bamigbe sorry, I'm not going to try it again. Adewale. Okay. What's your first name, Adewale? What's your last name? Banigbe. Sorry, I'm not pronouncing that properly. Apologies. All right. But you see, once I write that and I run it, you see it comes out fantastically well, beautifully well. So rather than writing your first name and last name manually, every time you run this, it's always going to be requesting for your first name, your last name, and it's going to concatenate it at the end of everything. Do you understand? All right. So how do you run it? Okay. So you see this play button here. You can click on this play button to run. All right. Or you can press Shift Enter. All right. So what's your first name? I'm going to take Oster. Okay. Oster asks the question. So Oster is your first name. Last name is, I'm going to use Mary. Okay. Oster Mary. All right. And that's it. All right. So that's, making our codes more responsive, to making your code a responsive, Python code. All right. Making your codes responsive. Now, we have played with text. We played with strings. Okay. We played with strings. All right. Now let's play with a number. We'll play with number, then we'll go back to telling you about how to apply for jobs, where you can get jobs and all that. So let's try numbers. Let's try numbers. Okay. So I'm going to do this one now. I'm going to start with year of birth. So I want to get your age at the end of everything. Okay. Shift and enter. Okay, so let me just put it here. To run, I'll put it at the start here. To run your code. All right. To run your code. Okay. Press. Let me put press in small letters so you don't get confused. Press Shift plus enter together. Press it together. Okay. So you press Shift and enter together. Press it together. All right. And it's going to make you run your code. Okay. It's going to make you run your code. All right. So that's it. So now let's try with numbers. Okay. Let's try a little fun. Let's have a little bit of fun with numbers. Okay. So now I'm going to take in YOB, which is your year of birth. Your year of birth. Okay. Your year of birth. Now, I'm going to be getting user inputs. Okay. And I'm going to be asking the user, what is your year of birth? What is your year of birth? Year of. Okay. Or when is your year of birth? What date is your year of birth? English is hard. Okay. Okay. Or I could just say manually input your year of birth. Input. I'll just say input your year of birth. Now, this is your year of birth. Is it going to be an integer or a float? Your year of birth, is it going to be an integer or a float? An integer, year of birth, not date of birth. Integer. Fantastic, beautiful. So your year of birth is going to be an integer because you can't say, oh, they gave birth to me in 1967.552. You can't put decimal places in your year of birth. Year on its own is an integer. So what we're going to do now is to make sure that when the person is inputting the number, they input an integer, nothing more. So you see, that's why I wrapped it inside an integer. So when this thing is going to ask the person, input your year of birth, okay, the person would put in an integer. And if the person puts something else, it's going to throw up an error. You understand? So your year of birth should not be a float. It should be integer, a whole number. All right. So you can't use, oh, they gave birth to me in 1977.5. It's impossible. There's no decimal places in the year of birth. All right. So that's why we're using an integer. That's fantastic. You guys are absolutely smart, very, very smart. All right. So age, on the other hand, age. Now, if I know your year of birth, all right, how would I calculate your age? Anybody? If I know your year of birth, how would I calculate your age? That's a key question I want to know. So I know the year they gave birth to you. How would I know your age? Anybody want to try quickly in 2 seconds? If I know your year of birth, how would I calculate your age? How would I calculate your age? Present year minus year of birth. Fantastic. You guys are too much. I won't lie to you. So that's 2023 minus your YOB. Okay, so year of birth. So once you request for year of birth over here, all right, it's going to give you the year of birth. The person will put in 2001, 2005, and so on and so forth, whatever the year is. All right. Once I know your year of birth, all right, it's going to give me 2023 minus that year you imputed in here. All right, so let's do it together. I'm going to write age down here and I'll run it. So let me run it. So now you see, the moment I run, you see, it's telling me impute your year of birth. Okay, so let me put year 2000. All right, and I'm going to run it. And you see 23. Okay, so that is what YOB is what? YOB is 2000. And that's because I imputed 2000. All right, so my YOB is here 2000. All right. Antoinette, please, could you just put your questions in the chat? Because I won't be able to take questions. I may not be able to unmute everybody. Or you could just raise up your hand and I would unmute you. Okay. All right. So YOB is year of birth. YOB is year of birth. Okay. So I'm just going to take Antoinette's question real quick. Ask to unmute. I'm going to ask you to unmute. So.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Perfectly, yes.
Okay. My question is this. For instance, my year of birth is 1982, but
okay.
I think my birthday should be in October. Now, if I put in that 1982 now, I think it's going to calculate my age based on this year, on the age that I've not even reached, because it's going to be in October. So how do we fashion that in?
Okay, that's fine. Absolutely. Very smart question. All right. So I'm just going to put you back, okay, so that we don't get any distortion. So that's not a problem at all. There are date functions in Python that you could actually use. There's something we call datetime function. All right. So I don't want to get too much into functions and all that, but you can actually use the datetime function to minus the current date minus your date of year, your date of birth. So if your birthday is 1st December 1982, for example, you can minus current date minus your date of birth. So it will give you a more appropriate difference. Okay, so you can use datetime difference and all that. So that's no problem, Antoinette. But we can't do that in class, all right, because we're just using very straight and point examples. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so you use the datetime function, datetime, okay? So I've typed it in the charts, you can use that, okay? So now, you see the year of birth, YOB, all right? YOB is the year of birth, so that will be, your age will be 2023 minus 2000, which will give you exactly what you're looking for, year of birth, all right? Your age is 23, all right? So now, I will put an if function. Okay, if statement, you see, I have what we call conditional statement over here. Conditional statement. Now, the conditional statement I want to put here is if you can vote. All right, I want to know people that can vote. All right, I would, let's say, to know people that will vote, to know people that can vote. Okay, know people that can vote. I'm going to use what we call if statements. Okay, an if function. So who are the people that can vote? Anybody. So at what age do you need to get to? So I can get the person's age. 18. Eunice has 18 over here. Fantastic. 18. All right. Eunice has 18. Everybody is saying 18 over 18. Fantastic. Over 18. 18 and above. All right. So I'm going to say if, all right, this age that was calculated, we calculated the person's age. All right. If age is greater than or equals to 18. Sorry, 18. So it is greater than or equals to 18. If age is greater than or equals to 18, what should happen? I would say print, okay, print, you are able to vote. You are eligible to vote. Else, if you're not up to 18, my guy, okay, else, print Japa. Please, Japa. Let's be polite, okay? Please, Japa, okay? So if you're not up to 18, if you're 18 and above, it will tell you you're eligible to vote. If you're not, it will print what? Print Japa, okay? And that's it. So let's try what we have here currently. Okay, let's try what we have here. So I'll say print age also. Print age. Okay, so you see what we have here. Okay, so let's do it. So this if statement is going to be looking at if this age is greater than or equals to 18. So when they say greater than or equals to, let me expatiate a little bit better on that greater than or equals to. Where is my pen? Pen. Yeah, this one always goes away. So I'm trying to get my pen so I can actually write better. I don't know why the pen is always disappearing. Okay. All right, so when you say greater than 18, essentially, greater than 18, it basically means 18 and above. It means when you say greater than 18, all right, greater than 18, that is 19, 20, 21 and above. All right, so when you say greater than 18, it means 19 and above. But when you say greater than, that's what we have here, greater than or equals to, when you say greater than or equals to, it basically means it's including 18. It includes 18 because it is greater than, but it is also equals to 18. All right. So when you say greater than 18, when you say greater than 18, it means 19 and above. But when you now say greater than or equals to 18, all right, because of that equal to, it means it is greater than 18, no doubt about that. But it is also equals to 18. All right, so that is 18 and above. Okay, so now let's run this and see exactly what we have. Input your year of birth. Let me put in 2005. Okay, and I'm going to run that. You see, 18 on the dot, and you have what? You are eligible to vote. Now let me bring in somebody that is a bit younger. Okay, let's run that and put 2018. Okay, 2018, and let's run that. And you see 5 years old, and you see please Japa. All right, so it's going to start from here to ask you for your year of birth, which is what you have here. Please input your year of birth. Once you input your year of birth, it will calculate your age. Okay, it will print your age, which is what you see here, 5. Then it will confirm, is your age above or equals to 18? If it is, it will print you are eligible to vote. Or if not, it's going to tell you, please, Japa. Do you understand? That's exactly what it is starting with. So it's going to start from here and work his way all the way down to the bottom. So that's exactly what you do. So let me try another one. Let me try another person's date of birth. Let's say 1995. All right. And I run that 28 years old. You are eligible to vote. All right. So these are the things, applications. These are just basic things that you can start off with to get yourself interested. That's why we're doing this, to tell you that you don't need, you don't need to be the smart. You can see, if you understand English and you understand the thought process of what you want to do, all right, you can easily program. All right, you can easily learn this, all right, and position yourself. So majority of these organizations are looking for people who can write Python scripts, all right, to analyze data and to give insight about data. Now, let me show you exactly what you're going to take away from the program itself. So let's talk about the program itself, right? Let's talk about the program itself, the full stack data scientist program. Now, with this training program, you're going to learn machine learning, and it also comes with a specialization in computer vision. All right. So you will not just learn machine learning. Okay. So machine learning are of two types: supervised and unsupervised machine learning. You would also learn computer vision. And I'm going to show you some of the case studies you're going to work on. All right. So, you will learn statistics, you learn how to work with Microsoft Excel, you can learn how to work with Tableau, SQL, Anaconda, Python. So we worked with Python today, a little bit about Python. But funny enough, we're able to cover 3 data types in just roughly about 40 minutes or thereabout. All right. You're going to work with GitHub, okay, and you're going to work with Microsoft Fabric. Okay, so Microsoft Fabric is a new technology in the industry, and you're going to be learning it as we go on. So one key thing we usually tell most people is our program is always evolving, always evolving. If you joined our masterclass last month, you would have seen we've incorporated new things in our curriculum. And I'm going to show you some of the new things you are going to be learning how to leverage. So we have Microsoft Fabric over here. Well, I'm going to explain everything to you. So the training program is 100% online, okay? 100% online, okay? So you don't need to stress yourself entering, cab money, and all those, all the hustle of going into a physical class. It is 100% online. Every class is recorded. So you see, you're currently on the call, all right? The session is recorded. You get the recording, and you can watch it at your convenience again and again and again. So it doesn't really, there's no limitation to how many times you can rewatch the classes. All right. So it's hands-on practical sessions, in the sense that concepts that you should understand are not taught to you theoretically. They are taught to you using practical examples that you can relate to it. Exactly what we did in class today. How do you print first name and last name? How do you combine them together? Rather than telling you, all right, theoretically how to do it, I show you how to do it, and you can take on that knowledge to do more advanced stuff. All right. So we have hands-on practical sessions, all right, with videos, exercises, and projects. So I'm going to show you everything you're going to be working on. All right. So videos from the classroom are recorded, your dropping sessions are recorded. So you are really not going to be missing out on anything, even if you have work. All right. The sessions are always recorded. Do you understand? You can always get it, practice and repractice, and you have a network of people around you. And that's exactly what I'm talking about now. So you have lifetime access to the materials and the experts. So it's not like you finish the training program and that's the end. I'm not going to speak to you again because you finished your curriculum, you finished the program. That's not going to happen. All right. Also, we have all the other people within the network that you're also going to relate to it during the training program. So you're always going to be, you're always going to be in contact with people. All right. And you would always have access to these people during the program and even after the program. So you're never going to be alone. So we're building a community, all right, to help to hold people and guide them into their career path in data science. All right. So we have 20 classes, 50 plus topics for this particular curriculum. Now, the average salary of a data scientist in the UK is £60,000. All right. You could confirm using Glassdoor, Indeed, so on and so forth. All right. So for this particular curriculum, for the data science program, you're going to be working on 6 projects. All right. I'm adding it to your GitHub portfolio, or what we call GitHub repository. So you're going to be building your own repository. and adding it to your GitHub account and having everything detailed out so that when the potential recruiter gets to talk to you, they will get to see the projects that you've worked on. And I will show you some of the projects you're going to work on. All right. The next thing is 100% job visibility. At the start of the session, I mentioned that the essence of we teaching is not just me teaching, data science or you learning data science. You learn data science at the end of everything. What you use it for? It's a key question. All right. After you finish learning all these things, okay, you learn how to use Python, you can do machine learning, you can do computer vision, you can do predictive analytics and all that. The key question is, what do I use it for? All right. I'm not learning it because I want to use it to solve world problems. Even if that's what you want to use it for, fine. At the end of everything, you want to have a career progression, you want to have a good job and all that. So we work with you to do what we call 100% job visibility. All right. So regardless of where you are, anywhere you are, all right, you're in Kenya, you're in Nigeria, you're in Sudan, you are in Zambia, Jamaica, we will work with you essentially. All right. So we'd also give you a certification at the end of the training program. All right. The training program is for 3 months and it comes with 1 month free virtual internship. It comes with 1 month free virtual internship. All right. And the reason for the internship, I'm going to explain further. There's a part I told you I'm going to talk more about the internship program. So I'll leave it to that. All right. Now, the key question is, how do you become a full stack data scientist? And I explained the reason why we call it the full stack data scientist is because organizations across the world, in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, across the world, they're at different levels of adoption of data science technologies. All right. Now, a lot of people focus on Python. All right. And say like, oh, I want to learn Python. If they learn Python, they find out that majority of the organizations they are applying to are not using Python. And not even Python is not part of some of the technologies that they use, and they find it difficult to transition. And now they will tell you, they will be the one to come up to tell you that it is difficult to get a job as a data scientist. All right. So the full stack data science program teaches you Excel. So it teaches you everything you need to know. And I'm going to be walking you through the journey. So the first thing you're going to learn to become a full stack data scientist is statistics. Now, a lot of people will say, statistics is difficult, it's hard. Well, it's one of the easiest things you can learn. And that's because you already know it. And I'll tell you now, do you know mean, median, mode? Let me start with that. Mean, median, and mode. Have you heard of it before? I can tell you for free, that I know that you've heard it before because we've done it in secondary school, university, so on and so forth. Mean is what? Mean is the average number. Median is what? Is the middle number, okay? And mode is the most frequent number. So these are things that you've heard of. Now, the key thing of these statistics is majority of the things that you're going to be hearing is what? Things that you know already. It's just you don't know why it has been applied. You don't know back there when we're saying why? Why are we doing this? Why are we finding X? Why are we looking for X? In this particular classes, you will know why we're looking for X back in the days. Okay. So you're going to learn statistics and it's very practical. It's not theoretical. Nobody's going to be using theory to teach you. You are going to be using examples, projects to understand these concepts. All right. Right. So once you finish with statistics, you delve into Excel and Tableau for predictive analytics. Now, a very common question is, what is the difference between a data scientist and a data analyst? That's a very pressing question most people ask. And I'm going to use this to answer that question. All right. So a data analyst in the spectrum, when you're talking about analytics, okay, in the spectrum, there is descriptive analytics, there is diagnostic analytics, and predictive analytics. There's the fourth one, which is prescriptive. I'll leave that, okay? So the first part is descriptive analytics. That's where the data scientist, the data analyst will be doing what we call, descriptive analytics, telling the story on what happened. So in the data space, you're always going to be telling stories. Now that story is majorly on what has happened in the past. All right. So you see, what happened last month? What happened last month? What was the revenue for last month? How many customers did you generate last month? What was the total loss? What was our profit last month? all those things. How many customers left the business last month? How many customers did we join last month? The advertisement we ran last month, how did it impact the business? Basically, you are looking at what has happened in the past and you are describing what happened. So we generated 200 million. From that 200 million, we made a profit of 170 million. Do you understand? You're basically just telling the story on what has happened. That's descriptive analytics. Now, the next part is diagnostic analytics. Now, this is now where you now start to find out why this thing is happening within the business. All right. You made 170 million profit last month. Why did you make it? How did you make it? You're trying to diagnose the reasons why that particular thing happened. Essentially, the reason why you're diagnosing is not just for fun. That's the insight. The moment I'm able to diagnose and find out how I was able to generate 170 million, I will continue to rinse and repeat. If I used marketers, or I did a particular campaign, or I did something, all right, within the business, I need to do that thing again in order for me to generate 170 million or even more than 170 million. So when people are talking about insight is basically you do your descriptive and your diagnostic analytics. And that's what drives insight. That's where you now start to see insight. Oh, this is what we did. Oh, this is how we did it. Oh, this is what we need to do. Do you understand? To us meet our targets, so on and so forth. But a data analyst stops. It stops at diagnostic analytics. That's where a data analyst, that's where it stops. So you'll notice that descriptive and diagnostic analytics is majorly for past events. Okay? It's majorly for past. What happened last month? How did that thing happen? Why did it happen? It's basically past. But you see this data scientist now is taking it one step further to do what we call predictive analytics. And this is why they're in demand. All right? And I'm going to share my own personal experience. This is why they're in demand. Organizations are looking to what will happen next month. This happened already, okay? Down the next 2 months, 3 months, what is likely going to happen? So you're trying to do what? Predictive analytics. So that's what you'll be doing in the data science. So in the data science, you'll do Excel for descriptive, diagnostic, and predictive analytics. So you'll be using Excel to do predictions. You'll be using Tableau to do predictions. So you learn Tableau for descriptive and diagnostic analytics. But you're going to take it a step further than a data analyst to do what? Predictions. All right. So you're doing your predictive analytics. All right. Now, like I said, I'm going to share my own experience anyways, but let me just walk you through it. And after you learn SQL. SQL is very important for any data professional in the world, in the planet. So statistics and SQL are very key, essential things you need to know. So you learn SQL. And what is SQL? SQL is structured query language. Now, you'll be learning SQL, okay, in order for you to interact with a database. So organizations store their data in databases. They don't store it in flash drive or hard disk, okay? The way you store your movies, they don't store it that way, all right? They store it in what we call databases. So you need to write SQL to extract data from the database. So every data professional has to be good with SQL. So you'll be learning SQL essentially during your classes. All right. So from SQL, you now move into the main course, okay, which is Python programming. So you learn Python, like we did a little bit of Python today, but you'll be taking it a bit more, a huge step more, all right, where you'll be learning Python programming for exploration data analysis and so on and so forth. All right. So once you learn Python, you now move into machine learning and computer vision. Now, machine learning basically is still all about predictions. All right. It's still all focused on building predictions. And after that, you become a master data scientist. You become a master data scientist. So that's the certification you're going to get. You're going to get a master data scientist certificate from Tenalis, and that's how you're going to be rejoicing once you go through the program. Now, let me share my own personal experience, okay? So moving on from Nigeria, I got my first job as a BI developer with one of the top logistics firms here back in Ireland. So I used to work in Ireland, okay? And during this particular experience, during this particular experience, the business wanted to know what was going to happen in the sense that, okay, it was a delivery company. So they deliver products for Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, quite a number of organizations, big top firms, Nike, and so on and so forth. So, and this was when COVID actually, this is when COVID started. So, because of COVID-19, all right, a lot of people were at home and were ordering for products. Okay. So because all the shops were locked, everybody was, there was that limitation to stay in your house. I think back in Ireland, you couldn't walk more than 5 kilometers. You couldn't walk more than 5 miles or 5 kilometers. I can't remember. All right. So you couldn't go to shops. There were no shops open. Everybody was ordering for stuff online. So they were looking at it that, this particular month, on a weekly basis, they were doing about 500K. Okay, on a weekly basis, maximum was 500. On a good day, they did 500. We could do less, 300 to 400,000 parcels of deliveries. But because of COVID-19, the thing went from 300 or 400 is to about 900,000. And this was just when COVID started. All right, this was just the time between, COVID-19 when it just started. So, the businesses were now like, because of that high jump, they needed people that would deliver this. They needed vehicle that would deliver. They needed drivers that would deliver. So if you remember back then, the UK and Ireland were looking for drivers, a lot of drivers that were driving trucks and driving truck and cabs and all that to be able to deliver these parcels. So there was a high demand for this. But, and this was just as early as February. They were now like, if February was this much, what would be the demand for deliveries by December? Because in December, you have Christmas. November, December, you have Christmas, you have holidays, you have Thanksgiving, you have you have Cyber Monday, you have Black Friday. There are a lot of sales. And because people are at home, they don't have anything to do, then we buy. Do you understand? So you're looking at how, okay, the beginning of looking at how we could actually get predictions of what the volume was going to be in December. Not just in December, all the way from March to December, because this thing started in February. All right. So they wanted to see what was going to happen from March to December. Data analysts will not be able to do those kind of predictions. All right. That's where you come in as a data scientist to be able to extrapolate what is likely going to happen in March all the way to December. And guess what? This particular forecast I did, okay, all right, was 95% accurate, okay? And I'm going to explain, when you go through the program, you understand what accuracy is talking about. It was 95% accurate. Plus, I got a new job in that same period, okay, when I deployed. After I deployed, about 6 months into the role, I got a new job with another firm. Not necessarily a competitor, but another firm. It was actually Dell, okay? And I was about to leave and tendered my resignation. I was about to leave, and eventually they canceled. They said they were not going to allow me go. And what happened? They upped my salary to match where I was going to, and they included some other benefits that I was, that I was talking about getting initially. They added it to the deal. So it was an increase in salary and also some other perks, another additional perks to to the role itself. All right. And, and that's when it dawned on me that, all right, we need to tell people, to upskill themselves, especially in this part of not just descriptive and diagnostic analytics, but on predictive analytics. And that's just my own personal experience. And guess what? Down the line again, less than 4 months into that same, when I upgraded and everything, I got another job in another organization. Then they couldn't keep up increasing my salary every time I get a new job, and now I was able to leave. Anyways, but essentially, to become a full stack data scientist, you're going to learn the statistics, Excel, Tableau, you learn SQL, you learn Python, machine learning, computer vision, then you become a data scientist. So this is the progression you're going to go through, okay? You're going to start with statistics, you're going to move to Excel, you're going to work with Tableau, SQL, Python, data analytics and visualization, you'll do machine learning and computer vision. Now, these are skills that most people don't. So what I'm trying to tell you guys, most professionals that you see walking down the street don't have the skills. And if you can garner the skills. That would be, this is just about 50% of what we're going to offer to you. All right. I'm very sure you guys are going to be skeptical to say that 50%. All right. So you're going to be learning statistics all the way to computer vision. You would also work with Microsoft Fabric. You would also work with Microsoft Fabric. You would also work with ChatGPT, and you work with GitHub Copilot. This is the best time to learn data science. I won't lie to you. This is the best time to learn data science. And let me show you GitHub Copilot. I'm going to show you GitHub Copilot very quickly in 2 seconds. All right. I'm going to show you this in 2 seconds. So this is VS Code. Okay, this is VS Code, and I'm going to show you how you can leverage GitHub. This is GitHub Copilot. This is what I want to show you. GitHub Copilot is also an AI tool that we use in programming, okay? In programming in general. So let me just quickly do this. I'm going to create a new file, okay? So I'm going to say test underscore, let me just call it something, test underscore masterclass, okay? .ipynp. Okay. So now let me use Copilot. You see exactly what I'm saying. I'll use the Copilot to, let me see if I can zoom in. I can't actually zoom in too much. Okay. All right. So let me just quickly write in a Python code. Okay. So I'll put in an hashtag and I'll tell it to write a Python code that will print positive numbers, okay, from 1 to, let's say, 20. Now press enter. Okay. So now let me just put this, okay, and you see it's giving me what? It's giving me a suggestion. So it's giving me suggestion. Immediately I'm writing my code. All right, it gives me a suggestion. So this is what we call, this is Copilot. So rather than me thinking about what I want to write, this is already suggesting what I should write. All I need to press is tab. All right, I'm not writing the code. This is Copilot suggesting the code I need to write. And this is one thing I tell most people that back in the days, I needed to cram. Okay, when I was learning Python, not cram, but I needed to constantly use it in order for me to remember. But now there are AI tools that you can use, Copilot, ChatGPT, that you can leverage in order for you to write your codes. All right, write it faster, more efficiently, and so on and so forth. It works with HTML, it works with everything, C#, JavaScript, and all that. All right, so you could leverage Copilot. Okay, so you see, this is it. Now, let me change it from positive numbers because obviously they're all positive numbers. I'll change it to even numbers, okay? And I'll delete all this. I'll change it to even numbers. So I'm saying write a Python code that will print even numbers from 1 to 20. So now let me run it and you'll see, I put in def, which is to define a function, and it's suggesting a function that will do exactly what I have commented. So all I have to do is press tab, all right? Press shift enter to run. Okay. Just give it a second. It's running. And over here, I'm going to say even underscore numbers. All right. And this is Copilot. So you don't need to even stress yourself. Farming tool. Right. The Copilot is over there to work with you, make your code faster, optimize your code, and all that. And these are the things you're going to be working with. And you can see it's giving me all the even numbers between 1 to 20. It's giving me all the even numbers between 1 to 20. And I did not write this code myself. It assisted me to write this code. All right. So these are the things you're going to be learning during the training program, how to leverage AI, ChatGPT. You are not, and I tell most people, this is the best time to learn it. All right. This is the best time to learn it, to enter the industry, leveraging AI. Do you understand? You will still learn it. It's not like you won't learn it. We learned it in class today. But the cool thing about it is AI will make it faster for you. All right. AI is supposed to make it faster for you. All right. So you're going to be working with Microsoft Fabric. You're going to be working with ChatGPT, and you'll also be working with GitHub Copilot. And I just showed you Copilot. And you can do so many amazing things with Copilot. So many amazing things. All right. And that's what you're going to be working with. Okay. But like I said, all this technicality you're going to learn, all the technical skills you're going to learn only amounts to 50% of what you'll be learning at Tenalytics. It will only apply to 50% of what you will get from Tenalytics. Now, the key question will be, what is the other 50%? I will tell you. So some of the projects you will work on, okay, from Excel to Tableau to Power BI to computer vision and so on and so forth. All right. So you see, you're going to be working on this particular project. So you see this, we have the Castro Technologies Workspace Support Facility. Now, bear in mind that these are virtual data analytics projects. So myself, Adeza, and some of the experts that we have internally, all right, that work with us, all right, working from Amazon to, to Nestle, to so on and so forth, such a number of organizations, all right. So we leverage their experience, we leverage the things that they do on a day-to-day basis, and we use it to train people. So talking about Castro Technologies, this workspace, this sport workspace is actually a UK-based organization, all right? But we have changed it up. All right? We changed the name, we changed everything, so you don't know the organizations that you are creating projects for, all right? So we do all this together. All right, we come up with a case study, develop them. We develop all this. We develop the case studies based on real life examples, based on real life projects. Okay, so you see, you're going to work on Nestle product analytics, where you'll be doing product recommendations and so on. Online food delivery preferences. Like I said, these are projects that are coming from real life projects that we have worked on. All right. So fraudulent transaction in the bank. All right. We talked about that. Employee attrition in IBM. All right. So these are actual business case studies. Okay. Data science salaries. That's another one that we talk about. Redux Airlines and Legacies Group. So you see, these are projects that you're going to be working on. All right. And you'll be developing solutions. So essentially, this is the best way for you to get that experience that you're looking for. So when recruiters are asking you, oh, what experience do you have? You would have worked as a consultant and you would have worked on these, multiple projects, all right? And you can showcase it. You'll have your GitHub repo where you would have all these, projects outlined inside your repository, all right? So this is your learning roadmap. This is basically your learning roadmap. All right. It's going to be a 4 months training. Okay. 4 months learning experience. So 3 months projects, this is supposed to be 3 months. 3 months projects. Okay. So it's project based where you'll be working on project from Excel to Tableau to statistics to SQL. You'll be working on projects. Okay. So this project and what you'll be adding to your repo, your repository and all that. Okay. So you have another 2 weeks custom project. Now, this is at the end of the program where we will give you an end-to-end project. I'm going to show you one of the projects they are currently working on for their capstone. So it is an end-to-end project that would basically teach people, the full lifespan of what a data scientist would do in an actual workspace. All right. Then you have the 1 month virtual internship. 1 month virtual internship. This internship is going to make a real life example. Not necessarily will be meek, but it's going to be a real life work experience. So we're going to be combining 4 programs together, okay? And we always come up with a business task, all right? So now we have the data engineering training program. Now the data engineers are going to source for the data, get data from different sources, automate it using Airflow and all that, all right? Now the data flows into, a cloud platform, an S3 bucket or Amazon Redshift. And you, the data scientist, will connect to the data, all right? Use SQL to extract the data, do analysis and all. It's going to be an end-to-end experience working as a data scientist, but it's going to be a virtual internship. You can literally work for that project anywhere you are in the world. I'm going to show you the project they're currently working on, and you will see exactly what we're talking about. All right? So virtual instructor-led classes, you will have someone like myself that will be putting you through the program, okay? And I'm going to show you some of their profiles as we go on, okay? So you will have some of the industry's best professionals teaching you in the class, you can raise up your hand the way Fidelia is raising up her hand, and you can ask questions. Okay, you can ask questions. Why are we doing this? What's the whole essence of this? All right. If you have problem, rather than waiting, you can raise up your hand and interact with the facilitator, and the person gives you real-time feedback. All right. So classes schedule Saturdays are for live classes. So you have classes in the morning and in the evening. The morning classes is tailored for guys in Europe and in Africa. All right. So the morning classes, well, you can see here, West African time. So it is 11 to 2 p.m. West African time. So if you're in Africa, you're in Europe, all right, and you want to work without particular time, 11 to 2 p.m., you can register for the morning session. All right. We also have the evening session that is tailored for the guys in Canada and in the US. All right. So you're in Canada, you're in the US, you can venture into the evening classes. That's going to be the morning, your time. It's going to be 11 to 2 p.m., your own time. All right. Meanwhile, it's going to be 4 to 7 p.m. West African time. So we have the morning session to accommodate the Europe guys in Europe and in Africa, while the evening session to accommodate guys in Europe. So even if you're guys in the US and in Canada, I mean, so even if you're in Europe, okay, you can still turn in for the evening class. It doesn't matter. We don't segregate. So essentially, those are the time zones that we have, incorporated into our classes to accommodate more people. All right. So during the series of recruitment acts, so we're going to be working with you, teaching you how to apply for jobs. Like I said, the key thing for us is for you to get a job. That's like the key thing that's a key metrics that we're always pushing. So if you know anybody that's gone through analytics, you'll see we have a lot of mentorship sessions, we have a lot of conversations, recruitment acts that always teach you how to prepare for jobs, how to go for jobs interviews and all that. So this is the curriculum. You'll learn Excel, Tableau, statistics, SQL, Python, exploratory data analysis, data visualization, machine learning, and computer vision. So you're going to learn this during the training program. All right. All right. So I talked about the technical skills as being 50%. Now, the other 50%, this is exactly what we're talking about. First of it is CV review. Number one, CV review. A lot of people learn new skills, but don't know how to sell themselves. All right. A lot of people have this imposter syndrome that, oh, I need to keep learning. I need to keep learning. And I was in that phase also where I felt like I needed to keep learning, buying courses, watching YouTube videos. And that's because I lacked that mentorship. But that's why we tell most people, your CV is the gateway to getting you your first job. So if you don't have a good, and very, wonderful CV, you would likely not get a job. It's not a class, all right? Because your CV is the first thing they will see. So most recruiters use an application tracking software. So 8 years, they call it 8 years. They have 8 years. So, whenever you apply for a job, all right, if your CV doesn't meet up to their standard, it doesn't contain certain keywords, your CV doesn't have certain, things that we're looking for, you will get bounced. All right. To the extent that I got bounced one time, immediately applied for the role, I got the rejection email. I was not wondering that, was there somebody sitting down waiting for me to apply for the job in order for me to get a rejection immediately? All right. No, it is the application that filter out CVs that are not standard. All right. So we're going to be helping you to review your CV, all right, making it standard regardless of anywhere you are in the world. You're in the US, you're in Canada, you're in Europe, you're in the UK, you're in Nigeria, applying for jobs in the US, in Canada, Australia. We're going to help you review your CV. All right. Now, we also have what we call LinkedIn optimization. So LinkedIn is a very fantastic place to get a job, to get jobs. Okay. I've gotten at least 3 gigs, all right, from LinkedIn. All right. At least 3 gigs from LinkedIn. And we have participants that are getting jobs via LinkedIn. Now, let me tell you how LinkedIn optimization works. Whenever you apply for a job or whenever a recruiter is looking for, for a particular role, say, for example, data scientist, data analyst, does your profile pop up? If they are if a recruiter is looking for this particular role, would your LinkedIn profile pop up? All right. Those are the key things. And if you don't receive emails currently, even with your current experience, if you don't receive what we call emails, all right, then something is wrong somewhere. You will need to get your LinkedIn optimized. Okay, so your LinkedIn should be optimized in order for you to get, opportunities from recruiters. It's not only when you apply. You should get recruiters looking out for you to get to you. Do you understand? All right. We also have Upwork optimization. I'm just going to quickly show you Upwork. Upwork is a freelance zone where you can get freelance opportunities. So I'm just going to show you Upwork. Okay. All right. So you see, Upwork, find the best freelance jobs. So this is fully remote, fully you can work from anywhere. And let me just look at it. You see data scientist, you see data miner, data extraction specialist, data analytics freelancer. So you see there are quite a number of data related roles in which you can actually do. So if I take the data scientist, for example, AI writing. So like I said, we're going to be working with AI tools, so you can easily leverage AI to work with, to build all this. Web scraping, abandoned blogs. Okay, so you see you have 114 pounds. All right, so that's 100 fixed price for this particular project. Okay, this is just posted about 4 days ago. Okay, it's not too far away. AI listed, data science instructor, AI powered consultant, ML algorithm, draw information, 9-axis motor sensors. This is a fixed price of 152 pounds. And these are things you can actually do. And there are other jobs in line with data analytics freelancer where you can also take on data analytics roles and all that. So you have method of extrapolation. Like I said, you will do a lot of extrapolation during the classes. Tableau replenishment model. You learn Tableau, you learn how to do it, and this is what, 95 pounds. Most of these projects are like a day, 2 days project maximum, and you're working on it, getting your cash. And it doesn't mean that you're doing one project, you cannot do the other project. You can do multiple projects. Excessive knowledge of statistics and data analysis. This is a fixed price of 380 pounds. So these are all freelance. And you see, there are quite a number of roles, data related roles that exist at the moment. You have data analyst, database designer. You're going to learn all this in class already. So these are freelance opportunities that you can actually latch into. So we're going to be helping you optimize your Upwork profile. The next thing is navigating the job market. Navigating the job market is very important. All right. So as a beginner, you really don't know where to apply for jobs. All right. You don't know where to apply for jobs. You don't know where to get these jobs. So we're going to help you navigate the job market. So if you're looking for a job in Netherlands, how do you get a job? If you're looking for a job in the US, how do you access these jobs? Where do you even find them in the first place? So we're going to be doing that for you, navigating the job market. Okay. Recommendation and reference letter. I'll tell you this for free also. Every job, most jobs in most developed countries, they always look for reference or recommendation letter. So if you're trying to get a job in the UK, for example, they would always ask for a recommendation. Who is recommending you in your previous organization? So because you've worked with analytics, during your learning process, you worked on projects, during your internship, you work on projects, you will get people, you always work with analytics, all right? We would offer you a reference letter, all right? We can stand in for you to offer the reference letter. So if your previous organization, you were a cleaner, okay? You never worked as a data scientist, but you've learned data science with analytics, we would stand in for you. Do you understand? So those are the things that we do to help you land your first job. All right. Now, the next and most important thing is job and interview preparation. So when you finish your CV, you have a good CV, you have a good LinkedIn profile, you know how to navigate the job markets, you not need the ground running, and you apply for the job, and they get called, and you get called. All right. The next thing for us to prepare you, we would also prepare you. We'll prepare you for the interviews. We have mock preparation sessions. We have questions that we're going to ask you. We prepare you essentially to get started. And I'll tell you, it's a very wonderful experience. Trust me, it's a fantastic experience. The preparation is sound, absolutely sound. All right. So we also have weekly mentorship session. With all these things, we still have weekly mentorship sessions every Thursday, every single Thursdays. We have mentorship session where myself or Adeza, who is the founder of Analytics, we work together. Also, we bring in experts also within the industry. Because like I said, we have quite a number of people in the industry that we bring in to speak to our participants and all that. So we have the mentorship session. And the reason why we have the mentorship session is very simple. A lot of people are scared of starting. Okay, a lot of people feel they're not good enough. Imposter syndrome. Oh, I have learned, but I don't know. So when you hear from people that have also been in your shoes and the steps they took in order for them to land their first job in Amazon, in Deloitte, KPMG, and all these organizations, NHS and all that, the steps they took, right? You would need to go through the same. You would feel more comfortable, when leveraging that person's story to starting your own journey also. And the most important thing that you should know is on the job support. A lot of people are scared that if I get this job, will I even be able to do it? Don't worry, get it first. All right. And that's what we have on the job support. So we have on the job support so that if you get it, once you get the job and you don't feel comfortable. I remember there was a lady from Norway. All right. There was a lady from Norway. She went through the data science program and my boss sent her an email. All right. She just the first day of our journey. All right. Sent her an email for her to work on the spreadsheet. Okay. Conditional formatting. It was slightly advanced. All right. And she was scared. She rang me immediately. I just saw the number called me like 2, 3 times. All right. Picked up and I was like, oh, hello. How you doing? We spoke about it and all that. And she told me about the problem. And quickly, I jumped on a call with her. I will resolve it in the next probably 15, 20 minutes. And when she submitted it, she called back immediately saying that, oh, they're happy they recruited her, that they've been battling that thing for a couple of days. She understand. And they just pushed it to her to, she just started. Let her use that one to battle it. And she was done with it in 15, 20 minutes. So those are the kind of on-the-job support that we provide to people. Okay. So, we would not let you go. Do you understand? In the sense that we would always assist you, either from you landing your first job, you preparing for your first job, you not knowing how to apply for jobs, we will literally work with you till you get that job. I will still provide you with on the job support. So, like I said, the key thing for us is to learn the skill, no doubt about that. But the key thing for us is to get more Africans into the tech space. So it's not, this is 10 p.m. on a Friday. All right. We should be chilling. We should be having fun. But the key thing for us is, yes, we can have fun and all that, but we'll have fun when every one of us are doing well. We're in good jobs, you're earning foreign currency, you are, working in highly reputable firms and all that. We'll work with you. That's exactly what we're trying to tell you. 50% is the technical skills. The other 50%, this is very important. And that's why you see a lot of people that are trying to learn by themselves get stuck. All right. And they'll tell you it is impossible for you to learn data science. They'll tell you data science, you cannot learn it in 3 months because they've tried to do it themselves, thinking they can do it by themselves. It's impossible. All right. So that's why you have a community. That's why you have experts. That's why you have people that will handholding you and guide you through the journey. All right. And that's why we have this additional benefit to help you get started. So in the realm of data science, you could also work after you complete the training program, you can work as a data analyst, a data engineer, you can work as a data scientist, you can work as a data architect, data analytics manager, machine learning engineer, AI engineer, and business intelligence developer. So they're a lot of people feel like, oh, I just learned data science and that's the only job they'll be applying for. Absolutely not. All right. So, these are the things you will learn. You'll learn how to work with Python, with GitHub, with Google Colab, Slack, Kaggle, Tableau, Microsoft Excel, Medium, Excel, and LinkedIn also. So 1 month in free intensive internship, you build over 6 iron projects on the job, job prospect visibility, coaching and mentoring. I spoke about this already. So these are the things that you benefit from going through the full stack data science program. The internship is for 1 month. You can add the internship to your CV. We don't even tell people to add it as internship. We tell you to add it as a consultantship because you are going to be consulting. You're going to be building projects. Okay. And I'm going to show you the projects. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm going to show you the project you work on during the internship, the sample project anyways. All right. And it's going to be deployed. It's all deployed. Every project we do, we try to deploy them. Okay. So we add internship to your CV, 1 month of owning your skills. So this one now, nobody's going to be unholding you. You will be thrown into the deep waters, all right, and would expect you to swim because you've had 3 months of learning. So we would expect you 1 month for you to use all the skills you have in order for you to get started. All right. 6 real life projects, okay, and project review with an expert. So you would have the likes of people that have experience coming to, to review your code, to review the process issue, to tell you best ways to work it out, and so on. All right, so that's what we'll be doing during the growth internship program. Now, with freelancing opportunity, we talked about Upwork already, but I would say there are other places you can actually get remote jobs, and you'll be earning in dollars. Now, there's LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the most popular place. I will also show you, I will show you Glassdoor. I built it in like 2 minutes maximum. 2 minutes. Right. This is fully remote jobs, and I'm going to show you how you can use it. So I'm going to go to Glassdoor, first of all. I think I would need to log in for Glassdoor. Okay. I'll probably use my other browser. Let me see. I'll need to log in, definitely. So let me use my other browser real quick. Just give me a second. All right, so I'm going to go to Glassdoor. Okay, so Glassdoor, everybody knows Glassdoor. Glassdoor is a very popular platform. So I'm going to go to jobs. All right, and now this time around, I'm looking for data science, data analyst, you know, and other forms of jobs that you're going to look for. So you see, this is currently focused on the United States. Okay, so I would look for data scientist for a start. Scientist. Okay, now these are all jobs relating to data science, but this is not remote opportunity at the moment. All right, so let me just use United States. All right, United States, if we're looking at United States. So these are all data science roles in the United States. All right, and you can see this, all right, 80 to $90,000. This is US dollars. All right, these are all US jobs, but now these are not remote jobs. All right, these are full-time in the office, hybrid. Well, the key thing you're looking for, when you click on more, you will see work from home only. So that's exactly what you're looking for, remote, fully remote. So even if you're in Nigeria, in Ghana, you're in Sierra Leone, Zambia, you're even in the UK, it doesn't matter. You can work from home only. So I know people that are currently working for firms in the UK, but also doing remote in the US. And that's also kind of the things I do personally. So you can get jobs in the US. I've been working remotely. So these are fully remote roles that you can see here. All right. These are all remote roles. You see everything remote, all remote. So you see this data scientist analytics. This is exactly what you're going to be looking at. All right. So this is exactly, this particular salary is between 88,000 to 110,000. All right. These are another data scientist. Okay. 100% remote. All right. And so on and so forth. So you see this particular one, 50 to $140 per hour. All right. These are some of the contract roles that you'll be getting to work with. Okay. So you can see 2 years working experience with Streamlit and other dashboarding frameworks such as Plotly and Tableau. Okay, so you will learn all this during the data science program. All right, you'll learn everything, data visualizations and all that. You'll learn everything. So you see, those are the kind of things that you're going to be working with. And this is just, this is just Glassdoor. So the second one I wanted to show you is built-in. So built-in looks at, remote startup jobs in the US. So let me just quickly show you. Built-in. All right. Built-in. So this is built-in. So you see it is focused on the US, it's focused on the United States. It's looking at remote opportunities. And I'm going to look at data scientists. All right. Okay. So you see all these are data remote, fully remote roles in the US, only US. And this is just some of the platforms. These are the platforms that I feel like you should know, all right, that you should know. There are other platforms that we tell our people internally that they can actually get, more roles from. And you can confirm for people that have gone through Analytics that you know as friends, as family, and so on. All right, so this is data scientist, staff data scientist, senior data scientist 2, holding data scientist, so on and so forth. And it's not only data science you can actually apply for. You can actually apply for data analyst position. Okay, and you see the same thing. Now, the beauty about Glassdoor, so this is built-in anyways, this is only in the US. All right. Now, with Glassdoor, you can actually change it to say that, okay, I'm looking for data science. So you apply for jobs in the US. All right. You can also apply for jobs in Australia. All right. You can apply for jobs in Australia. Data scientists, more work from home. and you do the same thing again. You see data scientists, physical modeling, data scientists, 75 to 81 Australian dollars. Tableau data scientist, these are the things that you're going to look, you are going to learn. All right. For the people that are talking about Power BI, you'll notice that most data science roles are looking for Tableau. And that's because of the statistical modeling aspect. So you're doing statistical modeling, you're doing predictive analytics using Tableau and all that. So Tableau is a BI, Power BI. That BI is there for business intelligence. All right, not for statistical modeling and all that. So you will see most data science roles would use more Tableau than Power BI. And that's why our training program is not just anyhow. All right, it's majorly tailored towards what the industry is looking out for. So you can see data scientists in Australia. You finish in Australia, you say, okay, do you know what? Let me try Dubai. Okay. All right. United Arab Emirates, Dubai. And I'm looking for what fully remote roles, and you'll be working from Nigeria, work from home. All right. If it exists, you see they're all there. All right. So you see you won't get a lot of roles in Dubai. But anyways, you can move from Dubai. You're not really restricted to a particular place. You can go to New Zealand. There are other places in Europe you can actually get, you can actually try Canada. I didn't try Canada. You can actually try Canada, fully remote roles in Canada, and so on, apply for the jobs. Okay. So these are the things that we tell most people. It's not only in the US or Canada. There are places you can actually get jobs across Europe, across the US, across anywhere in the world. And this is just, some of the places you can apply for these jobs. And like I said, the key thing for us is it's not for us to teach you how to learn data science, and that's the end. The key thing for us is for you to get a job, to get that dollar job, that remote job, or that high-paying job that you're looking out for. That's the key thing for us. All right. So we'll work with you. And this is our other platform, Well-Found, Indeed. Let me just quickly show you Well-Found. Well-Found, you have access to the slides, so I won't spend too much time. All right. I won't spend much time on it. So you see where startups and job seekers connect. And these are all fully remote jobs. Let me just click on for job seekers. All right. I'm going to click on browse jobs. Okay. So over 130 remote and local startup jobs. So these are basically jobs in the US, and these are majorly firms in the US also. All right. So you see data analytics. So you see data engineer. Majority of this is data engineer. But anyways, if I click on view more or view all, I'll need to register. All right. So you need to register. All right. You need to register in order for you to see all the jobs, data science, data analytics, and so on and so forth. But essentially, the key thing, like I said over and over, is you're not just learning the skill, or you getting a job. That's one thing you need to know. It's not you just learning the skill, it's ensuring that you get a job. And that's why we are talking about just remote opportunities and all that. Showing you that this job is not, I'm searching on it online. You could actually have access to the internet and do the same thing in your own convenience. And you see that these jobs are there. All right. And they're looking for people working remotely. All right. And most times they're looking for people that they can even pay less. So if you're in Nigeria, instead of them paying you 90,000, they can actually pay you 60K. They can pay you 50K. All right. You're doing a job from Nigeria, but you're earning more than what you're earning at the moment. You can be earning as high as 253K, 4K. Some people are earning as high as 5K, over 5K itself on a monthly basis, and they live in Nigeria. So these are the things we're talking about that you can actually get to know. And in terms of global demand of tech talent, we all know that majority of these countries are looking for tech talent. Now, IMF is saying that by 2030, there's going to be a deficit of 85 million tech workers. All right. So countries that they have already started positioning themselves, all right, they are positioning themselves to say that by 2030, there's going to be a deficit of 85 million tech workers. So that's why you see these countries are scattering around. They are looking for tech talent. So Canada has the Global Tech and the Global Talent Stream Program. United Kingdom has the Global Talent Visa. Germany has the Blue Card Scheme. Singapore has the Tech Pass Program. Australia has the Global Talent Visa. France has the French Tech Visa Program, and Ireland has the Critical Skills Employment Program. So I used to be in Ireland, all right, and I will testify to this, okay? So you go to Ireland or you get a job, falls into the critical skills shortage, you will get, permit, bring in your family, bring in as much as you can. All right. So these are the things that people are looking out for. All right. But the key thing is you're not a tech worker. You've never worked in tech. So how do you gain access to these opportunities? Now, the key thing I usually tell most people is if countries are developing migration pathways for tech talent or people that have tech skills, why are you not positioning yourself also? What's the key thing? What's that key thing that you're waiting for? All right. What's that key revelation? If a country like Canada, the US, the UK are developing career paths, all right, migration pathways for tech talent, or if you have tech skills, Canada currently is 6 months. All right. So if for the immigration for express entry, so if you have 6 months of experience as a tech talent, as a tech professional, you can apply for the tech spark stream, the global talent stream. All right. The global talent stream also, if you get a job in Canada, 2 weeks is all you need. 2 weeks and you'll be in Canada. 2 weeks with your family and everything. The visa is currently one of the fastest to process, even faster than express entry, education, and all that. So if countries are looking to attract tech talent, why are you not also positioning yourself? They are positioning themselves as the hub to attract tech talent. All right. So why you? Why are you? If you're not looking to relocate, fine. You can get remote jobs. All right. You don't need to earn in Naira. You can earn in your foreign currency in dollars, Australian dollars, and so on and so forth. So meet some of your facilitators. Myself, if you're now, will be one of your facilitators. Brima is a fantastic experienced professional currently. We brought her in as a senior data associate. All right, she's going to be working. She has over close to 5 years experience deploying data science initiative for businesses across Africa and Europe. And literally doing freelancing and working with organizations across the world. She's a very smart, diligent professional. She's going to be working with you also. She has a first class in bachelor's degrees, structural engineering, very smart professional. All right. Toma is another smart professional. Okay. Senior data associate with 10 Analytics. He's a professional with over 10 years of experience in the IT industry, deploying, expertise in several roles, business analysis, systems analyst, data analyst, project manager, and so on and so forth. Okay. So Obina also based off in Canada, currently works as a data engineer slash data scientist. All right. While he was in Nigeria working as a data scientist, he has been instrumental in technical product support for flagship digital and retail products, generating billions of naira annually. So these are people that have deployed this technology, that have leveraged, and these are people that you probably know also. All right. And they're Nigerians, they're not, all right. So these are Nigerians that are actually impacting, using data science to impact the businesses across the world. Currently based off in Canada. You can check him out, click on the link, the profile to check him out. Ibrahim Marshall is an absolutely smart professional in the sense that he is a doctor, he still works and practices as a doctor, but he learns data engineering to practice within the medical space. All right. So you can see it created a Bayesian toolbox to predict the chances of survival in patients. During COVID-19, it built different algorithms, all right, that could detect, and also, visual detection programs and, computer vision applications and all that. So he currently works as a machine learning engineer with Brian Dental in the UK. So these are people that are currently, he's still a doctor, but, still practices as a data engineer also. Abdurrahman Yaniwura currently works as a data science consultant with one of the big four companies here in the UK. All right. So he is an analytics and machine learning engineer with over 4 years of experience. He has built multiple AI-driven use cases at different organizations, which cover increasing revenue, reducing operation costs, and so on and so forth. So he currently works as a data science consultant with the big four consultants. Kinozam, data analyst, DPD. So these are some of the people you'll be working with. These are just, a handful of them. Emmanuel Arongolo currently leads data and insight analyst with Stotcom. These are the people some of the people you'll be working with. There are a lot more people you'll be working with, trust me. And they will literally be holding your hands and guiding you through the process of you becoming a data scientist. Okay, so you see, this is the computer vision class. Okay, this is the project, some of the projects that some of the participants did. So you can see, this is you can see the analytics and detection. All right, so you see them building their own application that can detect their palm. So you see applications where you can, read sign language, okay, using use your hand signals. So these are exactly what they are building. So you see the lady down here, I'm going to just draw now. This is what we call pulse detection. All right, you see this is pulse detection. You see over here also the lady over here, pulse detection. You see the guy over here also pulse detection. Now you ask yourself, what's the whole essence of this? Now, if you look at my zoom at the moment, you will notice that in as much as I move around, my head, my shoulder, my hand are not blurred out. This is background. This is a virtual background. Okay, this is a virtual background. So, the camera is able to detect my head, my shoulder, my hand, and it doesn't blow me out. So have you ever asked yourself, how is the camera able to detect where my head is, where my shoulder is, where my hand is? So this is what we call a pulse detection program that will be able to detect, people's hands, people's body, and so on. And you can use it for different applications. So your Snapchat filters, your filters, camera filters, and all that. I is able to detect your face. So you see over here, you have a face detection program. You have a face detection program over here. So, to join the next cohort of our program, the program is starting on the 5th of August. All right. This program is going to be £400 and 320,000 naira. Okay. Now, for the people that wait to the end of the session, like I said, I have a special offer for you. I have a special offer for you. All right. So rather than paying £400, okay, we'll be asking we're giving you a discount of £100. So rather than pay £400, you can pay a discounted fee of £300. And the good thing also is you can pay in 2 installments. So you have £200 for the first installment to secure your position for the 5th of August. All right. Secure your position for the 5th of August. So you can pay the deposit of £200, secure your space, and 1 month, all right, into the program, you can balance the remaining £100. So this is basically designed to get you started. All right. So the first payment of £200 will get you started. All right. Then you can balance the remaining 100. So rather than you paying £400, you can pay £300 and still pay in 2 installments. And if you're going to be paying in naira, it is 270,000 naira. And you can pay in 2 installments of 180,000 and 90,000 naira. Okay, so these are the account numbers. All right, the UK account number and the Nigerian account number. You can take a quick screenshot to make payment. Now, let me mention this. All right, real quick. Sorry, let me just mention this real quick while you take a screenshot of this. This discount is not open. It's not open for everybody. It's only open for the first 20 participants to register. It's only available for the first 20 participants to register. So if you want to be part of this particular cohort starting on the 5th of August, which is next week, Saturday, all right, you will need to register as soon as possible, all right, because it's only available for this discount is only available for the first 20 people. All right. So I'll be taking some questions as we go on, but I would also want to show you the platform where all the materials exist. Just in 2 seconds, I'm going to show you where we have all the materials. When I told you have live access to the materials and the case studies and so on. All right. I want to show you where these particular classes exist. Just give me a second. All right. If you have any question, you can put them in the chat. All right. Okay, and I would be taking your questions shortly. So for the data science, let me just show you the case study, one of the joint case studies that I was talking about. So you see the July joint internship. Now let me show you the class, okay? So the week 1 tax has been provided. okay, and the onboarding session. Okay, so you see, this is the internship project. Let me show you the internship program. I'll walk you through the internship project. So you have the you get job post analysis and reports. So now there are three cohorts that are working on this project together. It's a full-fledged project. Business analysis cohort, the data science cohort, and the data engineering. So these classes are coming together in order for them to work on this particular project, which is the UK job post analysis and reports. All right. So now for this particular project, what are they going to be doing? They're basically going to be doing what we call this is basically what they're going to be doing. All right. The aim of this project is to develop a data scraping and analysis system that collects jobs related information from various UK job sites and applies data analysis techniques using Python. The system will focus on technology jobs in data analytics, data science, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to be doing an analysis, and we're going to be doing a full-fledged report on the jobs that are happening. We did this in 2021 and through 2022. And, that is what informed us on the career paths, what tools people are recruited for and so on and so forth, what really started our decision making, and helping us get people to get jobs, in tech. All right. So that's what we're doing again this time around. And this time around, our participants are the ones doing it, because these are projects that we'll deploy, okay, and we'll do full-fledged reporting, and so on and so forth. So, this is basically the kind of report you're going to be working on. All right. So this is the internship project. So let me just show you one of the classes I'm going to do for the full stack data science program. So you see, you have the full stack data science North America. So this is the evening class and this is the morning class. Like I said, you can join either of the two, either the morning or the evening class. All right, so let me just take you through this real quick. So please be part of the first 20 people to register. Be part of the first 20 people to register. So you see, somebody asked about the interview preparation. You see, interview preparation is the top of the list. So whenever you apply for a job, we tell people even while they're learning that they should start applying for jobs. They should start applying for jobs. So once you apply for a job, you can easily schedule an interview. All right. So once you apply for a job, they call you, you can schedule an interview preparation session. All right. With any member of the team, with myself, Adeza, and so on. All right. So we also have prep wherever you have questions during the week, you're trying to practice and you have questions, you have the prep sessions where you can ask questions. So we had the Upwork optimization session. This is the recorded session from the Upwork optimization session. All right. So you see, these are some of the projects you're going to work on. So let me just show you quickly. So you see the Tableau. They're currently in Tableau. Okay. But let me show you some of the projects they worked on in Excel and so on and so forth. So let me show you quickly. So this is all the recorded from the classes, the materials, and so on. So we're going to be starting. You see, everything is arranged. So week one, we have what we call Watch Me Do It videos. Now, these videos are what we call bite-sized videos. So they are smaller videos in the sense that they make it easy for you to conceptualize and know, because rather than watching a full class of 1 hour or 3 hours, we've broken it down into bite-sized videos. So maximum 15-20 minutes, you're done with it. All right. So you have introduction, categorical visualization. How do you visualize categorical data? All right. How do you visualize categorical data? So let me just take a look at this. All right. All right, so you see some of the class comments. Thank you for the videos. Very detailed explanation. Thank you. This is from Stella, from Chidebere. We have interesting. Thank you. So you see, these are bite-sized videos that will help you understand basic concepts a lot easier, a lot faster, and so on and so forth. So how to, see the videos are so detailed and quite straightforward. Love it. Do you understand? Very easy to conceptualize, very easy to know. So rather than watching 3 hours video, you're watching, bite-sized video that is easy for you to conceptualize, to know, and so on and so forth. So you see, that's basically the week one, Watch Me Do It videos. But let's look at what they did in the first class, dashboard in class. All right. So they have a case study. All right. Like I said, you're going to be using case studies to learn. All right. You're going to be using case studies to learn. All right, and so on. Before I show you all this, we have people that are actually in class that would like to speak with you. Egidion, do you want to take that over? Okay, so please, guys, it's only available for the first 20 people. So if you want part of the class to join the class on the 5th of August, if you're part of the people that will join the class on the 5th of August, please ensure you are part of the first 20 people to register. All right, you can click on the main stack link to get registered. I'll walk you through the main stack link, but I want you to hear from people that are currently in the course or people that have gone through the course to share their experience. So, Egidion, do you want to take over that? So I allow you. Otoma, do you want to take over that?
Yeah, thank you very much, Femina, for that wonderful session. Yeah, so we have two people who are here to actually speak to us. We have Peter and Uzo. Hello, Peter. Can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself? Say hello.
Hello, Egidion. How are you doing?
Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, so please, can you tell us your name and the cohort in which you are currently?
Yeah, so I'm part of the March cohort. So we
Peter,
started in March. Yeah.
Peter, would you like to?
Say,
Good evening. Would you like to switch on your video so we can get to see you?
okay. All right.
Yeah, so people can actually get to see who is speaking to them. You get me?
Can you see me?
It's blank, but I think it was
Still blank?
It's blank. It's still blank, yeah. But you can go ahead, don't worry. I feel like it's a lot better if you can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong because my camera is on. Just give me a second.
Okay, Peter, we can't see you. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
Egidion, you said we can't see you too. So all right, Peter, you can go ahead, please. Okay.
Yeah, so I got to know about this program. I was just scrolling through the Instagram one of these days and I just saw the program. So I just signed up for it. And to be honest, I thought it's one of the regular advertisements I just see online. And okay, I was like, let me just test it out. And I got an email concerning the free master class, just like this one that you guys have today. And I was like, okay, when I saw what Ife did, like how he explained everything, I was like, okay, yes, this is what I can sign up for. So immediately I signed up for it. I'm currently in the UK. I'm doing my master's in big data and data science technology. And trust me, even in the class, I don't get to understand what the lecturer is teaching. And I was really finding it very difficult. I'm like, Shay, I'm going to waste my school fees like this. So, and when I signed up for this program, to be honest, it was really the best decision that I made. Ife would really simplify and explain all these codings. And I can proudly say that using Excel is like, I can use Excel, like it's very, very simple for me to use now. And then Python itself, which I consider a very big deal before, right now I can easily code. And one of the thing I can say about this program is it's really going to set you up for the opportunity that will come. Because before, when I read a job description about data scientists, like when I see the job description, I'm always very scared because all those big words, I'm always very scared. But now when I see them, I'm like, okay, this is what I can do. And I just apply for it. And trust me, I get interviews. I've a countless number of times that I've contacted Egidion that I have an interview and that she should prepare me. I set up a meeting with her, and she has really been a great help. So, and sometimes recruiters even they reach out to me on LinkedIn. Sorry. They reach out to me on LinkedIn about job description. My only limitation right now is because I'm still studying, so I can only work 20 hours, but I'm very sure immediately after my school, whatever I can get a job as soon as possible. So this program is actually the best. The tutors are really, really very great, and they are so ready to help you anytime. If you even ask a question that you think is very dumb, they don't consider your inexperience or they don't consider anything. They just like they are just so ready to help you. And the Watch Me Do It videos are really, really helpful. I remember having some interviews recently and I just had to refer to all those Watch Me videos, and you have live access to those videos and it's really, really going to help you. So I've told a lot of my friends that they should sign up for this program. When they tell me I don't know what to do, I don't know which aspects of tech they want to go, I just tell them to just sign up for this program. So if you sign up for this program, trust me, this is going to be the best decision. Like, signing up for this program is going to be the best decision ever that you ever make. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Adidon, just go ahead.
All right, Peter, thank you very much for taking out time to
You're
come and
welcome.
share your experience with others. I hope they are also inspired and they will take the bold step in which you did. Okay, so
Yeah,
the next
sure.
person we
Thank
have,
you.
Peter, thanks a lot. Adidon, sorry, I just want to say thank you to Peter.
Yeah.
And that's, I just want to shed more experience. So masters in the UK, masters anywhere, a lot of people feel like they need an advanced degree in order for them to transition to get a job in tech. That's like a major misconception. Oh, I need to get a master's. And you'll find out that your master's, is self-taught. Your master's programs are self-taught. Nobody's going to sit down with you and tell you exactly what. So thanks a lot for sharing that experience. Thanks a lot for talking about that. Really appreciate you. And thanks for taking out time on a Friday. Appreciate you big time.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, thanks.
okay. So the next person that we have is Uzo. Uzo, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing
Yeah.
today?
Yeah. I'm very well. Thanks for having me on the session. Thank you,
Uzo,
Femina.
we can't see you. We can hear you, but we can't see you. Let's see your face. I'm
Yeah.
shy now. Okay.
I'm trying to share my
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so can you? Yeah. So can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you. We can all see you well. Fantastic.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for having me on the session. My name is Uzo. I'm actually in the full stack data science cohort for May, right? And I'm still in the program, and the program has been very, very awesome, fantastic. I was introduced, actually I was introduced to the program by my wife. She was in the February cohort, right? She finished in April. I have a computer science background, but I've never worked using my qualification because I had started up in the financial services industry in Nigeria. So with all the monies that I was making, I just felt that there was no need going back to tech or IT, right? But when she registered, even when I registered her, I didn't, give, a damn about it. But when she, 1 month after she had registered, and when I saw the level of progress that she made, I started, getting interested in the program. I saw the curriculum and all that, and it was fantastic. And she learned a lot. At her place of work, by the way, she has, she's an accountant. She read accountancy, and where she works, because she's the administrator in the clinic that she works. Now they've combined her duty with they've given her a data analytics role. So she's doing, she's working on administration and data analytics to show you the quality of programs she got from the cohort, right? And that was what gingered me to register for the May cohort, right? She did the data analyst track. I'm doing the data science track. And from what I've gotten from the program, you trust me, you can't get it anywhere else, right? The other day I was looking at the curriculum for University of Washington data science program. And what you see there, the 2 years program, the 2 years curriculum they have there is not you can't match it with what you're getting at data at analytics, right? They don't teach you, they don't go into details. They don't, they don't get their hands dirty, right? I have my mentor that I can reach out at any time, to share my challenges or discuss my my Python codes or whatever issues that I have on the programs. You can't have that if you're doing an MSc program in the US or in the UK, right? Like Efemina, rightly mentioned, it's a self-taught program. You teach yourself everything. They just give you textbooks, you go and read, and everything is theory, right? Or here, you get to learn the skills. You get to learn, and when you apply to employers, right? Employers these days don't look at the qualification you have, because to them that's just an ordinary piece of paper. Sorry to say, right? What the employer is interested in is the value that you're going to add, the skills that you're coming on board, to bring, to help the business grow. And if you don't have those skills, there's no way you can excel at the workplace. So what Analytics do, or what they do, is to get you to learn the skills, whether it's SQL, whether it's statistics, whether it's Excel, whether it's Tableau, whether it's Power BI, whether it's Python. You get to learn it, hands-on, right? And with what I've seen on the program, every week is a week of activity. From Saturday, you have your classes on Saturday. There's a drop-in session on Wednesday. There's a mentorship session on Thursday. There's a CV, LinkedIn optimization review or session on Friday. So it's not a program where you come and you relax, right? You get to learn, and trust me, by the time you're done, in that 2 months, and by the time you're done even with your internship, trust me, you'll be ready to, excel in any company that you work with, whether if it's in the US, in the UK, in Nigeria, anywhere you find yourself, you can, confidently, beat your chest to say that you are, a data science professional. And the good thing about Analytics is, even after the program, you can still go back as an alumni, you can still go back, ask questions. They still treat you as if you are, still in the program. This you cannot get with if you register with the university or you're doing your MSc abroad. Once you're done with the program, that's it. You go and fend for yourself. But at Analytics, it's not like that. And what you're paying for is actually value for money. Don't look at it that the money is it's too much, right? What they've done is they've given you what the universities cannot give you, right? And that is the premium that you're getting.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for that. I think it's absolutely detailed, very, 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 very thoughtful. Thanks a lot, Uzo, for taking our time on a Friday. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thanks for having me. Thanks.
Yeah, Uzo is a very, 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 very detailed, smart professional. Worked with Uzo, and definitely we're going to be doing things together, moving magic together. All right. So thanks a lot, Uzo, for that. Edidion, do we have any other question?
No, that'll be all.
All right, fantastic. So, guys, you've heard the wonderful news from our people that have gone through the training program, that are still going through the training program. It's end to end, very detailed. And like I said, all the programs that you have in here, let me just show you what some of the things you'll be doing in class. You have, different case studies. This is an EltQuest case study. And basically everything, like I said, all the case studies are actual business cases that has been rejigged, that have been readjusted for learning purposes. So you see EltQuest has hired you as a data professional. EltQuest wants to provide valuable insight into the company's workforce and help identify areas of improvement. So you're going to be working, using Excel, using Tableau to do all this kind of analysis, visualizations, and so on. All right. So this is just literally the second week. All right. This is week 2, and this is the class. This is the weekend class. And you see every class is recorded and you will always get access to the recording. All right, so this is Brian Ma taking this particular class, okay? And you see all the classes are recorded, you have access to the recording. So even if you missed the class or you missed something in class, you can always go back to revisit the recording and see exactly what they did, what they are doing in class. So those are the things that you are going to be working on. These are the things you're going to be doing, all right? So just going to go to another program, another earlier program. This is one that started in July. So you see the program is starting in July. So they're just about 4 weeks into the training program. They are currently taking Tableau. They're currently in their Tableau class. So if you look at this weekend, they're going to be having Tableau. So before that class, before having the live class on Tableau, they would have gotten a Watch Me Do It video on Tableau. So it's not that you're going to come to class and you'll now be asking questions. What is Tableau? How do I do this in Tableau? Coming to class, you'll be working on a case study. You would have gotten this video ahead of the class so that to prepare you for the class coming this weekend. So you see, you have an introduction to, introduction to Tableau, telling you more about Tableau, what Tableau is all about, how to install, how to, everything you need to know about Tableau essentially. You're going to be working on that. You would have learned all this in the class, all right, prior to the class. So this is me here. You can see me taking the session. So you will see how to get data into Tableau, how to work with Tableau, how to, analyze, how to create calculated fields, everything you need to know, all the basics you need to know about, getting started with Tableau. So you see, you have all that data analysis and visualization. You have 2 videos on that, broken down, just so that you can conceptualize it easier. So the videos are maximum of 20, 25 minutes. So this one is about 30 minutes. All right, and that's why it was broken down into 2 aspects. So this one also, let's see how many minutes this is. This is about 8 minutes. So a total of about 30 something minutes for the data analysis aspect. So you'll be doing all those analysis, visualization, dashboarding, and stories. All right. So these are things that, like I said, most people don't know how to do. Or you will learn them. You will learn it because the program will teach you all the things you need to know to get started. All right. So these are the, Watch Me Do It videos, for Tableau. So when you come to class on Saturday, you're coming to class fully prepared to work on the case study. You'll be given a case study to work on. All right. All right, so let's see what they did. This is the July quartz. They've not done too much. They're just about 4 weeks into the training program. They cover statistics and Excel. But let's look at another class, okay? Quartz 13, okay? So this one, they're currently doing the capstone project, okay? They're currently working on the capstone project. Let's take a look at the capstone project, okay? View materials, okay? Give me a second. All right, see, this is the customer churn, all right? All right. So customer churn, and this is the business case. So there's a business case, the data is available about the data dictionary, and so on. So let's talk about the project analysis and guide. This is the capstone project. So these guys have finished their program. This is the capstone project. So this is an end-to-end data science project that you'll be working on. So this one, now let's see the business problem statement. Connected telecommunication company faces the pressing need to address customer churn. Basically means that customers are leaving and customers that they gained are leaving, all right, which possesses a significant threat to the business sustainability and growth. The company's current customer retention strategy lacks precision and effectiveness, resulting in a loss of valuable customer competitors. So basically, so let's see what you're supposed to do. By leveraging advanced analytics and machine learning techniques on available customer data, the company seeks to accurately forecast customer churn and implement targeted retention initiatives. So this project, like I said, are projects that are real-life projects that has been readjusted to suit you. So if a recruiter asks, if a recruiter is going to ask you a question, what projects have you done? I'm not going to ask you what certification do you have. It's never going to happen. They're going to ask you, what projects have you done? Now, if you look at this particular project, all right, this is a very detailed end-to-end project. You can talk about this project, for example. If you went through this course, you'll be able to talk confidently about this project. Okay, talk about what the company is all about, why you needed to do the project. So there's something called the STAR technique: situation, the task, the action, and the result. So when you have a question, if an interview asks you a situational based question, tell me about a time you worked on a project, all right, and how you were able to handle something. All right, you use the STAR technique to answer that question. Situational based interview questions, you use STAR. Situation first. What was the situation that led to you doing analysis, machine learning, and all that? What was the task you took, the action you took, and the result? What was the eventual result from your analysis and all that? So these are the things that you see. All right. So you see the computer vision project. Okay, these are computer vision projects that they worked on already. All right, computer vision class, so on and so forth. So this is an end-to-end. This is an end-to-end, and you see all these people that have gone through this training program will always have access to all the materials. So even at one point in time, you forget, I don't forget this particular, you would have access to it, to all the materials. Case study, video recording, watch me do a video, you would have access to every single one of them. All right. So please, I know I've been talking about the program. So let me take some questions. I will leave it open to people to ask questions. All right. So if your hand is up, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Okay. Ben, you can start.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Thanks for
evening,
the
Ben.
presentation. And I must state that Tenalytics is one of my best discovery of the year. And I'm happy to, though I'm not part of it, but I'm sure to be part of this wonderful program. Actually, I have admission in Toronto School of Management, and I hope to resume in the month of September to study data analytics. And that's what made me to be interested in this program. And I know that this will give me an insight into the program. So I'm really interested, and I'll try to make payment as soon as possible. But I want to make an inquiry if it is possible to alternate, because you said we are supposed to pay 180 first, then 95. I just paid for my ticket. I'll be going to Toronto in September. I just made a huge payment of school fees. So my request is, can I pay the 95 first, and by middle of next month, I pay the 180 because of the expenses I just incurred, if I can be given that waiver? That's just my question. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So let me first of all, I think you're using your earpiece. So your earpiece is giving a feedback. So Ben, your earpiece is giving a feedback. So if you can still unmute yourself, but I'll just say you should do it without the earpiece. So first of all, thanks a lot. I think I love that compliment. Best discovery of the year. Thanks a lot for that. We try our best to give out the best value, even for free sessions like this. Secondly, congratulations again on your master's, on your program that you are starting in September. And I'll tell you something here. Once you go through this training program, all right, and you go to school, all right, you will teach your lecturers. I can beat my chest that you are going to teach your lecturers. The people that are going to be with you will look at you as an experienced data scientist. Like you literally talk as if you have been doing data science for the past, your past experience. So, it's an end-to-end, very detailed experience that you're going to be getting. Now, regarding the fee structure, it's a very, very unique one. All right. But what I would say is send a message to any. Are you on the group chat, Ben? Ben, are you on the group chat? Are you on any of the group chat, WhatsApp group chats?
Yes, I am on the group chat.
Okay, yeah. So just send a message to any of the admin, any admin on the WhatsApp group chat, and yeah, we can take it off from there. Just send a message, tell them you want to speak to Ifemena, and let's speak. All right, we'll talk from there. Is that okay?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
All right, appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to take Antoinette. Sorry, I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing your name. I know I'm not pronouncing it properly.
Hello, can you hear me?
Perfectly. How do you pronounce your name? Sorry.
My name is Antoinette. Antoinette. It's a French name, yeah. Antoinette. I'm from Nigeria. I'm Yoruba. Bukola is my Yoruba name, but I go with I'm Catholic, so that's my baptismal name actually.
All right. Fantastic.
So I'm in Canada and I'm studying. And you know how intensive studying here is. Like I'm even starting my exam in August. That's summer exam. And I'm interested in this program. So I don't know this cohort. Does it usually take place like every time or something? I'm thinking maybe at the end of this program, because my background is actually computer science. And this is what I really love doing. So because of the intensity of my program here, I might not be able to join this cohort. So my question is this. I want to partake in the discounts first. Secondly, is there a way I can push this to sometimes next year or something? Or is this something you
Next
do?
year. All right. All right.
Right.
Okay. Thanks a lot. So what I would say is we run the program every month. So we have this program running every single month. So August, September, October, all the way to December, this program is going to be running fresh. So it's not like you're going to be meeting halfway. It's going to be starting afresh every month. So we have a new program starting every single month. So Antoinette, is that okay?
Yeah, very okay for me. I'm glad
All
to
right.
hear that.
All
I
right.
thought maybe it's something you do on maybe once in a year or quarterly
No,
basis.
every
All right.
month.
I was
We did
scared.
it.
All right.
All
That'd
right, we
be
did it
cool.
every month. Yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Well, the only
Oh,
thing I
okay.
cannot guarantee is the discounts, all right, and the price.
Aw.
Yeah. But anyways, we're always here for you, all right, anytime, any day.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Right. So someone is asking a question about specification for laptop. Okay. So I would say for free, for computers, you really don't need to break the bank to get, mad supercomputers. If you have a computer, 1 terabyte, if you want to buy a new laptop, don't buy hard disk, HDD. Okay. Don't buy anything that has to do with hard disk. Get what we call a solid state drive. So it's called a solid state drive, SSD. So look out for laptop that has what we call SSD, solid state drive. So you can get a laptop 256 gig, okay, 256 GB, all right, of SSD, all right. And what else is important? The RAM. So if you can get 8 gig RAM, okay, 8 gig RAM, and last but not the least, gigahertz, okay? Gigahertz, okay? So if you can get like a 1.8, 1.6, 1.8, it really doesn't matter. It's fine, you're good. So this is like a base level. But if you don't have SSD and you have 1 terabyte or you have hard disk, a normal hard disk, it's still going to work. It's not going to hinder you. So specification of laptop is not really an hindrance, to be very honest, okay? You're not running deep learning model. You're not going to be doing, mad. You're not going to be building supercomputer applications like ChatGPT or, where you'll be working with distributed systems and all that. So you're going to be building, regular application, forecasting, statistical models and all. All right. That would not require so much power on your system. So you're going to be fine with any laptop you get. All right, James, I'm going to ask you to unmute. James, you can go ahead with your question.
Okay, great. Thank you, Simon. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Perfectly, 100%.
Oh, great. You guys are doing a great job, and I have fallen in love with Tenalytics, and definitely I would enroll. But Femin, I need you to just do me a little favor. If you can really do a quick summary, data science track, data analytics track. It's a little confusing for me, and I would just like you to just break that down, and then I know I'm going to dive into the program. And it's quite interesting because, again, honestly, let me just, you didn't ask me to say this, but let me say this, guys. This is the cheapest you will get in the world for this. Trust me. And you know what? If you want to try it, just check out all these guys called Great Learning. They're running some partnership with different schools, with University of Maryland, Texas, Austin, and MIT. It is not less than $4,000. It is not. So if you have this at 320K, they're about 300 pounds. Oh my goodness. It's like these guys have just offered this really cheap. And finally, for me, I would love to, once I join, I would love to also be a part of Tenalytic in terms of giving back to people. That will be in the future after my program. I would really love to do that. I like to, pro bono, I'll do that if I can join the team. I won't mind to also teach and and take some courses and help people just get this. Because again, Africans, we've been deceived for so long. We've been deceived for so long. And guys, this is it. Thank you so much, Efemi.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I think people that have really done research would tell you, all right, that this is definitely the cheapest you would get anywhere in the world, honestly. And the reasons for us, it's not, you'll notice every time I was talking, all right, the key thing for us is to get more people in tech. A lot of people relocate, a lot of people are looking for jobs, a lot of people but you will hardly see Nigerian or African looking for, high-paying tech jobs. And what does it take for you to get the job? You think you need to go jump over mountains and all that to get these jobs. Meanwhile, you don't have to do that. I'm going to share some testimonials, but anyways, James asked a very sacrosanct question, which is the difference between data analytics, all right, data analytics and data science, all right? Now, for people are just getting started, they usually mix this up. So I know I'm going to try to explain this. So when you have something, when you're talking about analytics, all right, when you're talking about analytics, okay, pardon my writing, I'm using my mouse to write. So, all right, there are four types of analytics, okay, but we're going to focus on majorly three. We're going to focus on just three, all right? So the first one is descriptive analytics. So as a data analyst, as a data scientist, you will be required to do what we call descriptive analytics. That's the first part. Okay, descriptive analytics is basically answering the question of what happened. All right, what happened? So you're looking at data. All right, and you're telling the story of what has happened. Data, organizations store data, all right, every month, every 2 months, 3 months, from the start of the year till to date. So you get things like year-to-date analysis, month-on-month analysis. So you're basically looking at what happened on this month against what happened last month. Do you understand? So you're basically just telling a story about what happened. We generated 500,000. We added 50,000 new customers. People paid 5,000 people paid from cash transaction, 60,000 people paid from POS transaction. Basically, you're telling the company what happened. All right. You're not looking at insights. And that's why you see most data scientists, data analysts, they build dashboards, they build reports that basically tells you, okay, you have 60,000 customers, 50% of them are male, 50% of them are female, 40% of them pay through cash transaction. You are basically telling the story on what happened. That's descriptive analytics. The next part is diagnostic, to diagnose, okay? So you know what happened, but you don't know why that particular thing happened. So now this is where you now go to why and how that particular thing happened. Why and how that thing happened. So you generated $50,000 last month. You made $50,000. How did you generate that? Why did you generate that? Why? How was that able to happen? Okay. So that's again, you now start looking for insights. At this point, that's where you start to focus on insight generation. So we ran an ad last month. This ad was able to generate the revenue that we had. So now, what made that ad different? What made that campaign different from every other campaign that we have been running? What did we incorporate? All right. Why is this particular product doing better than every other product that we are selling? All right. Is it because of the way it's structured? Is it because of the brand? What's the product perception and all that? Why is one different from the other? This is the point. You now start to get, insight when you're doing your diagnostic analytic. Now, this is the point. And that is what your dashboard, you see all those dashboards that people create, dashboard in Power BI, Tableau, Excel and all that, basically answers two questions. What happened and why did it happen? All right. So those are the two critical things that you'll be looking at. Those are like the two critical things you'll be answering. And that's where data analysis, this is what a data analyst will be doing. Descriptive and diagnostic analytics. But now the data scientist will take it one step further to do what we call predictions. Okay, to do what we call prediction. The data analyst will only do what happened and why that particular thing happened in order for them to generate insights. The data scientist will do the same thing, but will take it one step further, which is predictions. Why and what will happen. So this is now looking at what will happen. All right, what will happen? So predictions. So this is where you now start to do your machine learning, statistical modeling, forecasting, and all that, in order for you to basically know what's going to happen in the future. I know what happened, I know why it happened. I want to know what will happen in the future. Like my own example I gave during the session. All right. So we know what the company knew exactly what they were doing, what they used to do in the past, but they wanted to know, because of the impact of COVID-19, will it affect volume of transaction, from next month all the way to December? A data analyst does not know statistical modeling, doesn't know how to do machine learning, doesn't know how to do forecasting, predictions, essentially. That's what you'll be learning extra in the data science training program. So the data science training program will teach you descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and also predictive analytics. So I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that makes sense. James, all right, okay, yes. So looking forward to seeing you in the training program. I know Ghana Boy raised up his hand, but he has put down his hand. I know some other people raised up their hand, but they've dropped their hand already. But like I said, guys, this is only looking out for the first 20 people to register. You could have the morning session, the evening session, anyone that obtains to you, please be the one, be part of the people that will join the session. If you still have questions, I'm still taking questions. Daniel, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. If you have any question, anything that you would like to answer.
Yes, sir. I'm in love with your program. I think keep it up. But I want to ask whether the program is a live session, like an instructor to students. Conversation that is whereby you can ask question or it's just a recorded session. That's what I want to know.
Okay, no, it's a mixture of both. Okay, so we have the live session. So we have live sessions where you have an instructor in class. Now, taking a look at this is the platform where you have every material stored. So we're going to start from the first week. Okay, so you have the first week. We have this videos, the Watch Me Do It videos are recorded. All right, the Watch Me Do It videos are bite-sized videos just to explain concepts to you, so you can understand better. So looking at what we have here, you have the video introduction. This one is just this is the introduction. This just introducing you to data. This is the first week. So what is data science? What is data? Types of analytics, like I explained, but more detailed, more practical, and all that. Basically, these are recorded videos. So how do you visualize categorical data? How do you visualize numerical data? These are all bite-sized videos that you can easily watch, basic concept of Excel functions and all that. Now, once you finish this, you now have a case study. Because you know how to visualize categorical data and numerical data, you would use it in an actual statistics case study. Now, let's take a look at this case study. This is the case study, Future Tail Hotel Reservation. So this case study, like I said, they are all actual business cases. Now, let me take a look at the case study. A significant number of hotel reservations are called off due to cancellations or no-show. The typical reason for cancellation include changes in plan, scheduling conflicts. This is often made easier by options to do so free of charge or preferably at a low cost, which is beneficial to the hotel guest, but it is less desirable and probably revenue diminishing factor for hotels to deal with. Now, this is a typical case study. This is one that I personally worked on. This is one that I, as a consultant, worked with an organization back in Nigeria. So this hotel was in Nigeria. All right. Now, this hotel was suffering cancellation. People were canceling, people are canceling their hotel reservation. Now, if you pay for your hotel room 150,000 naira, you cancel, you're likely going to be charged like 10,000 naira. So it's beneficial to you to cancel. All right, you're still getting back 140,000, but the business is losing out 140,000 naira. So they were losing money due to cancellation. Now, as a data scientist, what recommendation would you prefer to this hotel? How can they solve this problem of people not, to avoid people canceling? And even if they cancel, how can you predict? How can you come up with insights that would understand why people are canceling? What's the reason to, what are the major problems, and how you can basically come up with a solution to solve this ailing problem of, cancellations and all that. So you see, you've been employed as a data scientist to explore the data and provide some insight and recommendation. So that's what the case that this is the week one. This is literally week one. You have the What We Do videos, and you have the first case study. This is the session recording, okay? And you see everything is provided for you. You have the session recording. This was taken by one of our experts, currently works with Reckitt Benchenza. So these are the people that you'll be working with. So you have myself, you have other experienced professional. Currently leads the West West Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, data analytics is the team lead for that, for Reckitt Benchenza. And all that. So basically, it's the one that talked about that I do this particular project for the participants. So you have the live classes. So this was the live classes, and you can see this was about 4 hours. Normally our classes are 3 hours on the weekends, but sometimes it extends because of questions, people asking questions, there's interactions, people are trying to give their own opinions and all that. So it's very interactive. So sometimes classes extend more than 3 hours. But anyways, you have the recording, all right? You can always go back to rewatch and all that. So week 2, you also have a Watch Me Do video that would introduce you to the key concept. All right. So you see, somebody put a comment in here. So you see, this is still statistics. Week 2, this is still statistics. So you see, we're talking about key statistical concepts: measure of central tendency, interquartile rate, variance, central limit theorem. These are all practical. Okay. So let's take a look at the material. Somebody left a comment, peculiar. All right. So she said, I used to underrate median until after this class. LOL, thank you, Femena. That's nice. Do you understand? So things that you feel like you know or feel like you don't know, trust me, would be brought to your notice that, oh, this is the reason why we used to do this back in the days. All right. The why behind the statistics, why you need to learn it as a data scientist. So central limit theorem, these are techniques these are things that you might find difficult to understand out there. Watching YouTube videos, you will spend hours watching different concepts, and this will be explained to you in 15 minutes using an example. So you're using Excel to do all your examples and statistics, and you'll be learning very, very much. So in the process, you're learning, you're also learning Excel, you're learning statistics. You're not just learning statistics alone, you're learning Excel, you are learning statistics, you are learning functions in Excel, and so on and so forth. So it's very, very detailed, and it tells you exactly what you need to learn, why you are doing it, so on. So it's practical. So there's nothing here that is going to be just theoretical. All right, every single thing is practical. So you see the video, that's what you then Saturday, what you have. The statistics class. So you have the Watch Me Do submission, speaker series, insight from taking recordings. So you see, we have all these sessions whereby we bring in people to come and speak, share their experience and all that. Like I said, we have mentorship sessions. This is part of the mentorship sessions I'm talking about. So you see now, case study, statistics, case study 2. So this is the second class. You have another case study. Let me show you the case study for this. Material. So this is the airline satisfaction survey. Okay, so the airline, like I said, in all actual case studies, the airline industry plays a crucial role in connecting people, so on and so forth. And as the airline industry continues to evolve and grow, it's important to understand what drives passenger satisfaction. So how do you use statistics to derive these insights for the business? All right. So from these 2 weeks case study, you've worked on an hotel case study. You've worked on an airline case study, just in 2 weeks. All right. So if a recruiter is asking you a question around, tell me about a time you've used analytics to solve, work on a project, how you use data analytics. You can talk on how you can use data analytics in the hotelier business. You can work on, airline businesses, and you have so many more. So let's take a look at, another session. I think predictive analytics. Let's take a look at that quickly. Materials, another case study. They're all case study based. US oil imports. Okay, so you have everything. How can you forecast? You're a renowned forecasting expert. You have been hired to predict 2023 crude oil imports into the US. So how do you now use data analytics to extrapolate what the forecast is going to be? So I'll tell you for free that this is a very detailed class. Okay, very, very detailed class. And I usually like to show people. Sorry, I didn't show you. So I usually like to show, please. This is 38 people. All right. So you see students. All right. So once you click on people, you see students. And you can see 38 people, 38 students. Now, 20 of these people paid the actual fee. 20 of them only had to pay the actual fee. The discounted fee, I mean. 20 of them paid the discounted fee. The remaining 18 paid £400. So we're very strict, okay, in terms of people paying the actual amount. And you can see all of the guys in class, all right? So please, if you are looking to register as soon as possible. Somebody's asking a question around, if I make payments, how would we confirm payment? So once you click on the link, once you click on the link, okay, you would see, you get access to the program brochures, upload your receipt here. So once you click on this, once you click on upload your receipt here, it's going to take you to a Google form where you would need to upload your receipt. All right. So take a screenshot of your receipts or take a whatever proof of receipt. All right, just after to upload it. Okay. So if you want to pay payment in card using Paystack, please do that. You have the Paystack, you have your Naira payments, if you're using PayPal, Paystack, all that, you can actually use that. And if you want a direct transfer, please, you can go ahead to use this. All right. So, Juliet, do you have any other question? You guys have tried. We still have 80 people on the call. We'll be ending very soon, but I'll just take a few questions and we can take it out. Can I pay 100K tonight? 100% Ijoma, please pay 100K to secure your position. But before the 5th of August, you have to balance the remaining 80,000. All right. So you can secure your position, with 100,000, then pay the rest before the program starts. Juliet, please go ahead.
All right. I just wanted to ask, when we register for the program, how long does the learning process take?
All
and
right.
also, what link were you referring to when you said we should click on the link to upload receipts?
Okay. All right. So it's for 3 months, 3 months learning, 3 months immersive training program. So Saturday, just weekends. Okay. All right. 3 months of that. And you have 1 month of virtual internship. So I'll call it the internship. Okay. So you have the total learning process is for 4 months. Okay. So 1 month, 3 months of learning, and 1 month of virtual internship. All right. Does that make sense? I was expecting my guys to drop the link for you. All right. So I'm going to drop it for you. Gideon, you're not dropping the link for the guys. They're asking for the link. So I've dropped the link. So it's a main stack link. So once you click on the link, all right, click on the link. It's going to take you to, to analytics and enrollment details. So I've just dropped the link. So once you make payment, please click the link. I've seen about 5 people have made payments. All right. So please, we still have about 15 to go. All right. So if you're looking to start on the 5th of August, please, this is the best time for you to get started. This is the best time for you to get started. So upload receipt here. Once you click on that, once you made payment, you'll see upload your receipts here. All right. After making payments, kindly upload your receipts using the below button. So this is the button here. Click on that. It opens it up. And Juliet, I hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Ghana boy, I know you wanted to say something earlier. Quickly, you can go ahead to ask your question. Okay. Please, I need to have an urgent private chat, my WhatsApp number. Okay, Ben is asking for a private chat. Adijo, do you want to take Ben's number? Adijo, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right. So do you want to take over Ben's contact details looking for a private chat? All right. So Ijoma, yes, you could pay 100,000, like I said, 100,000 to secure your discount fee, and yeah, we can take it up from there. Okay. But you need to balance before the 5th of August. That's the only thing. Okay. Then you can pay the main balance, 1 month into the program. But anyways, you can just secure your position as soon as possible. Please, can the payment be stretched to on the 5th of August? We actually have a very tight deadline because we like to, if you notice all the for the programs, let me just bring this back. We have an onboarding process. We have an onboarding. Okay, so we have the onboarding process. Now, this onboarding is very important for us. Okay, so we don't like to onboard people the day of the program. We like to onboard at least 4 or 5 days before the program. All right, so you have the skills assessment session also, where you talk about skills assessment, how to navigate the Google Classroom, so on and so forth. So all those things are very important for us when we are getting started. So the deadline for registration for this particular class is actually next week, Monday. All right, so that will be the 31st, okay? All right, the 31st. The discount is going to last all until the 31st, okay? The 31st, that is next week, Monday. So you have the weekend to start, to still plan, all right, and make a decision. All right, so I'm friend of Ghana. Please, can I let someone to pay for using the UK account? Fred, can I let someone pay? Yes, you can. You can get somebody to make payment from you using the UK account. That's 100% fine. That's okay. All right. Would you guys meet yourself and ask your question?
I need a number in case if I have difficulty uploading or doing the payment.
Okay, so once you get yes, you can just take a screenshot. You see this number right here. All right, you can send a message to this number.
That is if you do the transfer. What if you generate how to generate the receipts for it to transfer? Is it gonna? I don't know how, and then uploading it in the system.
Okay, if you make payments and you want to upload, you're having issues uploading, would you reach out to? Is that a question?
Yeah, something like that. I really don't know.
Yes.
Sometimes we may not. I may need to follow some kind of. I don't know how it's gonna come out. Yeah.
All right. So once you make payments and you need some level of assistance, you could. Are you on any of the WhatsApp group?
No, this is my first time.
First time, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just say you should take a screenshot of this and send a WhatsApp message to this number. Okay. Send a WhatsApp message to this number. And just tell them you want to speak to Femena. That's if you want to speak with me, or you could actually just air out your concern or what the concerns are. But if you still want to speak with me, all right, you can always just do that. All right, just request my Femena, you're fine. I'll be happy to speak with you.
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Thanks, Jude. What is the deadline for someone to swap between courses if need be? All right, so we have a deadline of 2 weeks. Okay, so we have a 2 weeks grace period. So once you start the program, you have 2 weeks to make a decision to stay or to switch to another program. Okay, so you have 2 weeks. Even before you start, you can switch as many times as you want. But once you start, okay, the 5th of August, the program starts, you have 2 weeks to make a decision. So you have this 1 week, second week, attend classes to feel okay if you want to take that course or you switch to another program. So QQ, I hope that makes sense. All right, so we have quite a number. Let me just show you through some of our testimonials, which is very important. Okay, so like I said, I usually tell most people, okay, this is Ebube, and Ebube was saying something very important that I think most people should know. Okay. So my new role is data scientist. Now, this is Ebube, okay? My new role is data scientist. First proper job in the UK and after 10 analytics training. That's the feedback. Now, you can see it here, she's currently working with the NHS as what? A data scientist. Now, most people out there will tell you, you cannot, it's impossible to do it in 3 months, but we are doing this in 3 months. We have people that are doing this in less than 3 months. And that's because of how detailed our program is and because of the support that we provide to our people. All right. First proper job in the UK, that should drive a particular story narrative for you. All right. First proper job in the UK. And as what? As a data scientist. All right. And you could be this person. That's the key thing. It's one thing we're trying to tell people, that you don't need to be the most, you don't need to have the advanced degrees and all that. All right. You can actually do it. We can able be doing it. Ubong also, is one of the people that I like to tell a story about the upward LinkedIn optimization. So LinkedIn is based in the UK, and always, it never used to get emails. It never used to get, LinkedIn people, recruiters on LinkedIn reaching out to him. And it's based in the UK. So we did the LinkedIn optimization, and guess what? This guy got 3 job opportunities, interviews essentially. It was with PwC, HSBC, and KPMG. All right. Now, this guy eventually landed, I think, the one with HSBC. He was working with HSBC, and in the process he also built another job with Cognizant, working as a data analytics consultant. Now, one thing I usually tell most people is, these opportunities exist, but who are the people that are taking this opportunity? All right. Now, he was not also, it was an accountant back in Nigeria before relocating. He was in accounting, doing accounting, what they call the payables, receivables, and all that. All right. And obviously, with those kind of jobs in the UK, it's difficult to land those kind of jobs because everybody's doing the same thing. You can hire somebody that just finished university, train the person, and that person is doing the same thing. Well, these are more technical hands-on skills, all right, that they're looking for. All right. So, and that's how Ubong is able to land his own. Currently works with companies as a data analytics consultant. All right. So, this is also Idris at ABC. I usually like Idris' story because relocated immediately after his master's, he got a job as a data engineer with Jaguar Land Rover in the UK. All right, after completing the full stack data science program. Most people would doubt it, that it's impossible. Well, we talk about possibilities, and I'm just going to just spend the next 5 seconds looking at Idris at DBC. All right. So Idris, I'm just going to show you Idris' LinkedIn profile. You can check him out, send him a message, start up with him. It's based off in Coventry in the UK. And you see, I'm just going to show you this. So you see this data scientist where with Analytics, March 2022 to January 2023. And where did he get a job? He got a job February 2023 and working there till now, where with Jaguar Land Rover as what? A data engineer. So when we say you can also take on the opportunities, all right, not just data science, all right, you can actually, try your hands on other things. So you see quite a number of job opportunities, people in Nigeria getting jobs, people across the world. So you see Abdurrashid also is one of the main guys, currently has come back. Somebody was talking about, going through the training program, coming back to give back to people. So Abdurrashid is one of the people that's, do that. Majority of our partners actually like to do that, to be honest. I think that's like one key thing because they never feel that they could do it, but we, nudge them to take that first step, and now they're brilliant, they're doing great stuff. All right. So, full time, working as a data scientist with, Child 420, great stuff in the UK. All right. But Abdurrashid resides in Nigeria, but he's working for a company based in the US. So Abdurrashid comes back, to tell people, basically is the one in charge of that. He comes back to teach people how to get jobs in the US. I do it. Abdurrashid also comes in. And most people want to hear from students because they feel like, me, I have experience. If they mean you've worked as a data scientist, you've worked as a data engineer, but this guy also learned, he went through the full-time data science program and he got a job with the US. All right. And this is the people that, these are the people that would nudge people. And we have quite a number of them. We have Victor, we have Moses, we have Abdul Abu, we have quite a number of them that are working in Nigeria, but their companies are based in the US. All right. So you see, there are quite a number of things, and I showed you places you can actually get remote jobs, and I showed you how to do it. So you at your own spare time, check it out yourself. All right, and that's why we're not holding information. We're showing you this thing. We're showing you this, so that you can actually take out time to see that these things exist. All you need to do is just apply yourself, put yourself in that particular position, and you will definitely see the reward for it. So, these are all testimonials. You can go on our platform to listen to our YouTube channel, all right, to listen to all these testimonials.
My name is Prophet Charles Hussein. I'm a data scientist. I heard about Tenalytics from the sponsor ads on Instagram. I decided to join the masterclass to have a feel of what they offer. After the masterclass, I was convinced by what I heard and decided to enroll in the full stack data science program. I was in the cohort 7. I would say the classes were amazing. The classes were insightful. The classes were straight to the point because they were delivered by world-class facilitators who are in the industry and they know their onions. The classes were prompts, were being given watch me videos where we'd go back after classes to practice, because practice, they say, makes perfect. With the knowledge I derived from Tenalytics, I am able to help businesses make forecasts. I'm able to help businesses derive insights, which in turn helps them make good business decisions, maximizing profits. So I would encourage each and every one of you that come across Tenalytics to actually take advantage of this opportunity, because I can assure you that you're not going to regret it. Once again, I owe my journey to Tenalytics. Thank you.
All right.
My Tenalytics experience,
So you see,
it's such a wonderful one.
Quite a number of testimonials.
It's a training I would always recommend.
Sorry, not sure where this is. It's called. Okay, so you see quite a number of testimonials coming from people that have gone through the training program. I'm just going to share my screen back again, and so I can just show you some of the things that people are doing, that people have done in the training program. All right, so you see these people. You see this is Jeremy. All right, BSc Geology. All right, BSc Geology. Sorry, I'm moving faster than my. So I just want to show you. So he had a BS in geology. And guess what? See what Jeremy is doing in class. Forecasting using the naive approach. You see all the forecasts he did, forecasting technique. So see, all the statistical concepts is measuring MAE, which is the mean absolute error. We have the mean absolute error, mean squared error, and the mean absolute percent error. Now this guy studied geology. What is the one quoting statistics, right, in here and telling you the difference between the naive approach, exponential smoothing, single linear regression. So after considering all 3 metrics evaluation parameters across the forecasting approach, so these are the kind of things that you will learn. And it's not just it's going to be case study based. So you can see the naive average is the best for predicting the GDP for a country like Nigeria. All right. So these are the kind of case studies you're going to work on. This is Ridwan, mathematician, and I think Ridwan is based in Germany, if I remember properly, right? So I was surfing the internet on Instagram, and I came across a masterclass with Tenalytics, just the same way you are taking this masterclass. I decided to enroll for the masterclass as I believe it is what I needed to at the moment, blah, blah, blah. First project from the training session with Tenalytics was to use 5 distinct methods to forecast Nigeria population. And you can see you can use everything and basically real life scenario-based case studies. Cynthia, the same thing. I have always been a tech enthusiast, even though I put up with different courses as my first degree, and I saw this as an opportunity to get back on track. So essentially, this is Cynthia, all right, and you see the dashboard she built in class, all right, from the, yesterday the same thing. My journey into data visualization started with Tableau. Over the weekend, I attended the Tableau class for data they did this. Many text with facilitator, Ifemena, Chino, Zam, and all that. I see these are the people that will be working with you during the program. So, you can see Ubong also. We have Ubong I spoke about, okay? See him also doing his post on LinkedIn, doing all this. And now works as a data analytics consultant. Afolabi also, smart professionals. Idris, I'm excited to be part of Tenalytics. These are things, tests, all right. Experiential data analysis is a type of study that seeks out broad trends in data. So these are the kind of projects you've been working on, all right, end to end, all right, end to end. And you can see all these people are sharing their stories on, on LinkedIn and all that. You can click on, and everything is clickable. You see, click here, read it, okay? So you also have articles, okay? You can see Michael wrote about the measure of central tendency, all right? And you can see the journey to become a data scientist and analyst with Tenalytics and the Michael started with the review of important fundamental statistical concepts. So you will not just be read, you won't just learn theoretically. You won't just do projects. You would have repositories of articles, journals, mapping out all your learning journeys and all that. So it's going to be a very, very end-to-end, very interesting experience, trust me. I just started my journey into the field of data science, April and data analysis group. I'm super excited to learn how value can be derived from big data. So this is Areolua talking about regression analysis. Sadiq talking about Instagram and box plots. Do not study data science if, now this basically talking about his own experience and how statistics can be used and all that. Measure variability by Ademola. So there's quite a number of testimonials. And if she said I should keep going, trust me, we're not going to leave here today. All right. But anyways, don't forget, it's only the first 20 people to register that we're looking for. First 20 people to register. And if you're part of it, I'll be happy to work with you. Okay. So it's almost 12 o'clock, 4 hours. I wanted to do 2 hours. I'm sure you guys had the best. You had a great time today. Let me see the charts before I call it a day. Kufri is not in the UK. That's amazing. I never knew that. How do we get confirmation after receipt? Please, once you click on the link, just give us about maximum, between 12 to 24 hours, you get a confirmation, all right, of your receipt of payment. All right. Thank you very much, guys. No other questions. So I'm going to call it a day now. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in class. Okay. So if you had a wonderful time, can you say, yeah. Unmute yourself and tell me, yeah, if you had a wonderful time, guys.
Yeah.
Fred.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah, my guys, fantastic. I'm happy you had fun. I'm happy you had a very wonderful time. I had a wonderful time. You guys are absolutely the best people that I've actually trained in a very long time. Okay, very smart. You answered all the questions. You were very interactive, and I really implore you to join the session. So looking forward to having you all in the class. I will be looking out for you, every one of you. Odukwe, Ogi, and Daniel, Dana Boy, and for Labi, all of you. I'll be looking forward to seeing all of you. Antoinette and Esther, Emperor, David, and so on and so forth. Looking forward to seeing you all in class. And till the next time, all is going to remain as Tenalytics. Cheers, guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, cheers.